This is a live presentation of the Ticats Audio Network. Are you ready? Ticats football is on the air.
Touchdown, Tiger Cats! Caught it! It's a touchdown!
Number 17, Luke Tasker, what a catch!
Now the voice of the Tiger Cats. Here is RJ Broadhead with analyst Luke Tasker.
Game number 7 of the season for the Tiger Cats, and it's in Ottawa. A very rainy, hot, humid Ottawa. The rain is pouring down. There is a chance of thunderstorms, a tornado chance as well. Let's hope that stays away. But the rain is here, and I'll take from Coach O's book. Prayed for it. He does not mind the rain. It's an uncontrollable factor, and you got to play in it. It's the same for both teams. Yep. So Tiger Cats trying to win their second straight on the road and even themselves with the Ottawa Redblacks. A win would put the Tiger Cats to 3-4 and drop the Redblacks to 3-4. But right now, Ottawa is in second place in the East Division. It's been a while since the Redblacks this late in the season have been in this position. So this is a tough game for the Tiger Cats and one that they really need to win. They can't let Toronto and Ottawa start extending on them in that East Division.
Yeah, this is a heavy game for this first half of the season, and its meaning as the East starts to take shape. The rain, it's so funny. We've been watching the teams warm up for the past hour and a half, and it was okay. It was fair weather, and now they've taken the field, and it's really started to come down. And Coach O, that's spoken like a real defensive guy to say that rain's good. That's crazy. It's always
no, it's an uncontrollable factor.
That's true. But I was the guy who had to deal with that uncontrollable factor, wondering if my gloves were going to hold or if I should wear gloves, and we'll see. Yeah, but the best part about it is you're right. Both teams, of course, have to deal with the same bit of that. Of course, you might wonder, does Ottawa have an advantage? They are a run-heavy team. They've been struggling with the pass, or really just relying on their run game is maybe a more accurate way to say that. And so that's certainly suited for rain play. Yeah,
Dustin Crum, he's already 7th in the CFL in rushing. He's a rushing quarterback, and we'll see a lot of run plays from him. James Butler, 3rd in the league in rushing, and he's looking for a bounce-back game after the Argonauts were able to shut him down pretty well in rushing yards last week. He only had 14. Bo Levi Mitchell's back, Luke. And he's back just a little under 5 weeks from when he was injured, and the Ticats need him to be the Bo Levi Mitchell who's heading to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, you're right, and it was a rocky start to the season for the Ticats, of course, across the board, but for Bo as well. 4 interceptions, 1 throwing touchdown, and over the course of 2 games, he threw for just over 360 yards. I mean, not outstanding performances there, but the team that he's coming back onto this lineup with, they've sort of found themselves too. They've been able to have production since then. This receiving core is starting to gel, and it's the greatest team sport of all time. But man, a lot of this comes down to Bo's play today.
Yeah, the quarterbacks will be front and center. Bo Levi Mitchell returning from injury, one of the best to play in the CFL. Dustin Crum has emerged, and we'll see if the Tiger Cats can make him throw the ball deep, something he has not done very much. The coin toss at midfield in Ottawa. The Tiger Cats have Simone Lawrence, Bailey Feltmate, Brandon Revenberg, and Gordon White out there, and they're in their white tops and gold pants.
Captains,
Dave Foxcroft, the referee, will do the coin toss.
Coin toss. The league logo is heads. The team logo is tails. Hamilton, you're the visitors. What's your choice? Heads. Heads is the call. Phil, can you do the honors, please? It's a head. Hamilton, you've won the... and you'll elect to receive. What end would you like to kick off from?
So Simone Lawrence makes the call of heads, and that's a good start for the Tiger Cats.
Will receive. Bring it out,
Tiger Cats are going to get the ball. Bo Levi Mitchell, just a little short of 5 weeks since he's been in game action. He said at the start of the week, at the start of the practice week, it was up to his body to see how it felt through practice. Can you emulate a game in practice?
Well, Not entirely, and certainly not as a quarterback. You know, those are the guys who do not get literally touched in practice. So he's gonna have to go through a little bit more than that. You know, the injury he did sustain too was sort of an awkward, like an open space type of movement, and so that's the stuff he has been able to work out over these 5 weeks. You know, that athleticism and agility in open space. But of course, you know, you're not going to make it through a game without getting tackled and hit a little bit. But he's done this for a decade. I mean, he'll find himself in that way tonight. It's will the reads, will his arm and his timing with these receivers be on point? Remember those early games, RJ? There was just so many slight misses, a foot here, a couple inches there to some of those big completions, and that's what this team is going to need to change. Is that those have to be meaningful gains downfield, specifically. It's finishing in the end zone as well, and they struggled early on when Bo was playing, and they really have continued to struggle there as time's gone on. They're under 50% converting touchdowns when they get into that score zone, but they're also not getting down there all that much, you know. So the times they're there, that we've seen penalties pull them out, we've seen turnovers pull them back out, we've seen drives end on downs, and Bo Levi Mitchell has the power and the ability to help move that momentum towards touchdowns as opposed to drives ending with field goals or with no points down there in the score zone.
The rain in Ottawa, it is raining quite heavy, so the field is going to be wet. Bo was out with a lower body injury, probably not the most ideal situation, but Bo, not much of a rushing quarterback in his latter stages of his career. In the first game in 3 quarters, he rushed 2 times for 8 yards. I would assume with the field conditions that will be something they'll try to protect him so he doesn't have to scramble too much.
Yeah, I don't think we'll see much of that. Of course, out of necessity, it's going to happen once or twice in any game. You never know if you'll see him stay in on the short yardage. At this point in the season, you would think not. Early in the year, they did. But rain or no rain, Bo Levi Mitchell's impact tonight's going to be through the air. Whether positive or negative, those are the plays. He's going to have to make that happen through the air. You go into this receiving core, RJ, Duke Williams, Terry Godwin, both those guys have posted 100-yard games this year.
So is Tim White.
And Tim White as well. Here we go in Ottawa.
Yes, oh boy, Tyreek McAllister, he bobbled the opening kickoff. He's got it back, pretty good return. He was, you could tell, trying to keep his footing as he was bringing that ball back and didn't cut like he normally does. It is a wet field in Ottawa with all the rain.
Yeah, and it's getting darker there too. You've got a really dark sky, and that gets hard as well, RJ. The lights in the rainy sky is always difficult to gauge the football. Things start to look a little bit different, but got the ball to his offense. That's the most important thing.
Bo is back. Number 19 in the white top with the black number, the gold pants. Hamilton starting from their 32. It's a fake handoff to James Butler. It's a throw by Bo Levi Mitchell. It's high, too high. Tim White jumped up but could not make the catch. It's incomplete.
Yeah, that was sort of supposed to be a post corner, maybe more like a dig and an escape by Tim White. DeAndre Lamont in coverage there and in really, really impressive position. 2nd and 10 right off the bat.
Rain still falling. Bo Levi Mitchell, 2nd and long here to start the football game. Tiger Cats trying to convert on 2nd down. James Butler just to the right of Bo Levi Mitchell. Tyreek McAllister in motion, comes to the left of Bo Levi Mitchell. That's the direction Bo looks. Throws over the middle. It's complete. And it's Duke Williams. And he gets up near the 50-yard line. Duke has been the favorite 2nd down target for the Tiger Cats. It is a 1st down. Presented by Active Green and Ross. The Tiger Cats keep it rolling.
What a great play. Bo had time, and he made the most of it. Stayed patient in the pocket. Really nice 3-receiver set to his left with Williams, McAllister, and Tim White all running sort of mixing option routes, and really well done there.
That's the 11th 2nd down reception by Duke Williams. He came in tied for 3rd in the league. Sean Thomas Erlington is back with the Tiger Cats after injury. And this is Tyreek McAllister. That'll be a challenge. They both have the similar hair, both with a 3, but Tyreek McAllister got the handoff. And you never know where Tyreek McAllister is going to be. Is it receiver, running back? This time he got a couple of yards.
Yeah, well, you never know where Sean Thomas Erlington's going to be either. It makes it even more.
Similar guys.
They both can play just about half the positions of a football team. So
it is pouring in Ottawa at TD Place. Tiger Cats have another second down. It's 2nd and 7. They're on their own 50. Bo Levi Mitchell back to pass. Here comes the pressure. He steps up, dumps it off to James Butler. He gets across the Ottawa 50, and that's good enough to convert again on 2nd down. The Tiger Cats keep it rolling with an active Green and Ross first down.
Yeah, 2nd down and 10 converted, 2nd down and 7 converted. Ticats have not been great on 2nd down in that first third of the season, and now they've got this thing operating here,
well,
and it looks like...
I think we're going to have a delay here. It's raining, and the teams are leaving the field. Coach O on the sidelines is waving his team. It just started to really pour, and there may be some lightning in the area, but we've played 2 minutes and 11 seconds. We knew this was a possibility with thunder showers and possible tornadoes in the area. It looked like the tornado warning had ended at about 7:20 local time, but the rain is coming down in waves at TD Place in Ottawa, and the teams have left the field. Tiger Cats on their opening possession. 2 minutes and 11 seconds have elapsed from this game, and a couple of 2nd down conversions for the Tiger Cats. They're just in Ottawa territory. Looks like at about the Ottawa 49-yard line, but there is a delay in Ottawa. So we'll take a break and figure out how long this delay will be, and certainly let you know it is early. 0-0. Tiger Cats' first possession of the game. Rain delay in Ottawa. We'll be right back on the Ticats Audio Network. TD Place, there was a weather delay. There was lightning in the area. Tiger Cats and Redblacks were just underway. 2 minutes and 11 seconds, and the Tiger Cats had moved the football. Bo Levi Mitchell went 2 for 3, 27 yards. And the Tiger Cats are in Ottawa territory. Luke, the Tiger Cats have won 8 in a row against Ottawa. They'd love to make it 9. It's been a long time since they lost to the Redblacks.
Very long time. I know it well. It was the Eastern Final in Ottawa, 2018. I played in that game, and funny enough, RJ, that was the last time Ottawa's beat Hamilton. It was also at TD Place, and there was also some substantial weather that night too. It was snow, and it was an icy field, but still, that was the last time they were able to get a win against these Ticats.
Well, they tried to get this game going, about an hour ago, and few plays. Hamilton got the ball to the Ottawa 48, and we are underway again. 58 minutes and 12 seconds. The weather delay, and Bo Levi Mitchell looks good coming out of the weather delay. Completes the pass to Tim White, and there is a look of relief on Tim White's face. He didn't have a catch last game, and he's got a big one here. It's a first down presented by Active Green and Ross. The Tiger Cats keep it rolling.
Yeah, really nice job. He runs a dig over the middle at 15 yards. From the left side of the offense. Great job right behind Jovan Santos Knox from the Mike linebacker position. Great job by Bo Levi Mitchell.
Santos Knox, the Ticats' leading tackler last season, making his Ottawa debut this season. Bo Levi Mitchell throws it over the middle. It is picked off. It is intercepted, and the Redblacks have a pretty good return going there. Past the 50, past midfield, into Tiger Cats territory. Douglas Coleman, he's had a good year for the Redblacks, and that is an interception. 5th interception of the season that Bo Levi Mitchell has thrown.
Not what you wanted to do after a long delay. The Redblacks brought 6 and in a zone blitz, and what that means is they do not have many guys left in that secondary, and Duke Williams had a ton of space. It was Bo Levi Mitchell just too high. The throw just let go a little bit too quick and at wrong angle, and it would have been a completion to Duke right over the middle.
So, a couple of plays after the rain delay. Bo Levi Mitchell, by the way, had taken his glove off his throwing hand because the field's still being wet. We're early in the opening quarter. No score, but the Tiger Cats have turned the ball over on their opening possession, albeit an hour between when that possession started. Pass to Shaq Evans. Dustin Crum, the rookie quarterback, threw to his left, but Evans was open. He couldn't make the catch. It's incomplete.
Well, from the start of this game, we saw 3 really great throws from Bo Levi Mitchell. That one just entirely sailed on him. It just really floated away. He was going to the right spot. Duke Williams open in the middle. Really unfortunate miss there, and the interceptions and the lack of ability to produce in the score zone continues, but a drop to start Ottawa's offensive effort.
So 2nd and 10 from the Hamilton 50. Crum, the rookie quarterback, 7th in the league in rushing, and he's going to run. Tiger Cats, Jameer Thurman got his arms around Crum and dug his foot in on this wet turf, and he's stopped him short of the first down. Jameer Thurman with a sure tackle, little help from Malik Carney slowing him down.
Yeah, absolutely, and there was pushing and shoving after that too, and boy, Carney trying his best to be physical at the end of that run, and you've got to do that with a running quarterback. You got to make them pay if they're going to stay up on their feet at the end of their runs.
So the Redblacks are going to go for a field goal. This is Lewis Ward. He's hit 12 in a row. He's only missed 1 this season. This will be, looks like about a 49-yard attempt. The kick is up. It's on line, and it's an off leg. And Lewis Ward, we've got the 2 hottest field goal kickers in the CFL going head-to-head. Ward does his job. He's hit 13 in a row. And that's a long one to get the Redblacks on the board early. So the first quarter woes continue for the Tiger Cats. It's 3-0. Ottawa leading. Bo Levi Mitchell in the offense. We'll be back when we come back on the Ticats Audio Network. 10 minutes, 12 seconds to go at TD Place in Ottawa. That's in the first quarter. We had a long delay, 58 minutes and 12 seconds. Then the Tiger Cats came back on the field. Bo Levi Mitchell threw an interception. The Redblacks turned that into a field goal. And now the Tiger Cats have the ball back from the 40. James Butler gets his first running touch. And he'll get a couple of yards on that carry. The Redblacks were pretty good.
Yeah, Frankie Griffin, Will linebacker, up to make the tackle, and that was a great stop. That was, James Butler was stopped right in his tracks for a 3-yard gain.
Bo Levi Mitchell still has the gloves off, the visor off. 2nd and 7 from the Hamilton 43. There is a flag. It's complete over the middle of Tim White, and he's got space. Runs to the near sideline, gets across the Ottawa 50, and he's tackled, and now it just depends what the flag is.
This is Kai Loxley, quarterback playing wide receiver, who went off sides on his waggle, unfortunately.
Well, this could be a real factor in the game. Hamilton the most penalized, Ottawa the least penalized, and this would be a big gain for Tim White. Let's see what referee Dave Foxcroft calls, and I think you're right, Luke. The Ticats, they're heading back.
Offside. Hamilton. It's a 5-yard penalty. Repeat, 2nd down.
So again, we talk all the time about hidden yardage, RJ. So Tim White just had a really big gain there.
19 yards.
Exactly, a 19-yard gain that's negated, and that penalty. The key here is that penalty didn't help that gain, right? So it really is truly lost hidden yardage, and that's really, really damaging there. You got a longer 2nd and down here.
Ball on the Hamilton 38. It's 2nd and 12. Bo Levi Mitchell taps his right foot. Tiger Cats in the gold pants, white tops. Mitchell throws. He completes it. It's caught by Keandre Smith. And he has enough for the first down. He got himself in a position where he'd have enough. So that is a great conversion on 2nd and 12. A first down presented by Active Green and Ross. The Tiger Cats keep it rolling.
Great job. I mean, what a way to overcome that penalty there. A dig route from right to left. Abdul Kane, former Ticat, in on the tackle there, but enough for the first down. Great conversion there from the Ticat offense.
A headlock on Smith on that tackle.
Rough, right?
Yeah, somehow didn't get the face mask. Bo Levi Mitchell, play action to James Butler, then dumps it down to him. Butler started to his right, cuts back, goes up the middle, breaks a tackle. He's across the Ottawa 45-yard line. It's another first down presented by Active Green and Ross. The Tiger Cats keep it rolling.
Great job. James Butler slips out to the right and sets up for that screen behind offensive linemen who have moved out there into the open field. And put it this way, the best way to frame that play, and Brandon Revenberg ended up 18 yards downfield on that play as a lead blocker on the screen. It just, what perfect timing to set up James Butler.
Getting close to the midway point of the opening quarter. Ottawa leads 3-0. Tiger Cats, they are moving the ball up to the Ottawa 41, and this handoff will not be much of a gain. It's Tyreek McAllister. He ran into a sea of Redblacks and actually lost his helmet, but he's okay.
The Ticats have been better on second down in this game than they've shown statistically through the year. We've seen a couple of really nice conversions. Now they have a 2nd and 8.5. We've seen these dig routes. I love that in the CFL, getting behind that linebacking core and wrapping in those low zones. We've seen it working for them in this game so far.
Tiger Cats 4 for 4 on second down. Can they make it 5 for 5? They're on the Ottawa 39. It's a 2nd and 8. Bo Levi Mitchell looking, passing, completes it. It's caught by Tim White, runs to his right, and then he has to stop and go up the middle, and he's dragging a couple of defensive backs, Brandon Dandridge being one of them, for a couple of extra yards. He's inside the 15. Tim White's involved, and the Tiger Cats keep it rolling with an active Green and Ross first down.
There it is again, another dig route from left to right. Tim White was lined up on the outside of the formation, ran a deep dig in behind his receiver who was cutting underneath him to the flat. Just well done, and Bo looking patient in the pocket here.
Tim White had a lull last season too, and he came out and had 7 out of 10 games where he had 100 yards receiving. This was a 23-yard gain and 5 for 5 on second downs. Play action, pass dumped off to Felix Gauthier, and he's tripped up at the 5.
Wow, cool play. So at the end of that, the Ticats, they have the ball just around their 15 there, and they brought all their big bodies in. They put a big personnel into the game, which isn't totally usual. You know, you're still in a passing situation. You've got first down to make, but it's Felix Gauthier, not a likely receiver, getting that ball to the flat. Really nicely designed and unexpected play call.
Tiger Cats have not scored a touchdown in the first quarter. They've got a 1st and goal from the Ottawa 5. They trail the game 3-0, trying to take the lead, and their first touchdown in the first quarter this season. Bo Levi Mitchell throws. It's caught. It's a touchdown. Duke Williams, and the Tiger Cats get their first quarter touchdown of the season, and that gives them the lead.
Wow, really impressive drive, and you know, it looked like this was going to happen on the first drive of the game, ended in an interception, but Bo Levi Mitchell takes the field, and that's not on his mind. They drove right down there, first down after first down. They overcame a penalty, really effective passing game, and then Duke Williams on a corner route, one-on-one with Abdul Kanay, and he's got a big body. He can get that ball in a one-on-one battle, and he did it excellent that time.
Duke Williams, his first touchdown as a Tiger Cat, and that Ticats touchdown presented by Terkstra Lumber. Mark Leggio on for the convert. It's 6-3. Can he make it 7-3? And no, he's missed another one. That's 3 converts he's missed. He's perfect on 15 field goal attempts, but now 4 for 7 on 32-yard converts. So it's a 6-3 lead for the Tiger Cats. Gotta hope that point does not play a factor as this game goes on. And if you're just tuning in, there's still 4:59 to go in the opening quarter. There was a weather delay of almost an hour. But here we are late in the opening quarter, and the Tiger Cats lead 6-3. We'll be right back on the Ticats Audio Network. Levi Mitchell, his second touchdown pass of the season to Duke Williams, his first as a Ticat, and the Tiger Cats lead 6-3 after another missed convert by Mark Leggio. That's very odd. With field goals, he's perfect, but he's now 4 for 7 on converts. Hopefully he can straighten that out, and that won't be a continuing issue this season. Mark Leggio's kickoff. Brandon Dandridge catches it at his own 10, and he is hit immediately by Panay Pavihi, the top global pick for the Tiger Cats.
Wow, that's going to stand out on special teams films as not only in the Ticats team meeting after this game, but as the season goes on. Panay Pavihi just ran down the field, beat his block one-on-one, and made the tackle. It was a very impressive kick coverage there.
That keeps Ottawa inside their 20 to begin their drive. We'll take a break. It's 6-3 Tiger Cats. This is the Ticats Audio Network. A warm, humid evening in Ottawa. We're still in the first quarter. There was a weather delay, lightning in the area. The delay lasted 58 minutes, 12 seconds. Tiger Cats had been moving the football. They had about an hour off. Bo Levi Mitchell threw an interception, and Lewis Ward turned that into a long 50-yard field goal. And then the Ticats answer. Bo Levi Mitchell to Duke Williams, a touchdown, and now the Redblacks will begin this drive from their own 19. Dustin Crum, hands off, tried to make it look like he was going to keep it. Devontae Williams tried the run, and the Tiger Cats, you know this defense, Luke, is hungry to improve their statistics against the run. That's a good start.
Yep, they are. That's one of the areas that they've struggled. Points against, first downs against. They've got some categories they've got to work on, and they have looked great in this game so far with no first downs allowed, and Ottawa facing a 2nd and 10.
From their own 25, Crum looks like he's going to pass, waits. He's gone through a lot of options. He was going to throw it behind him, and now he'll dump it off to Devontae Williams, who realized Crum was not going to run the ball, and he makes the catch. He's going to be short of the first down after a hurdling move, but it was probably the 7th option Crum looked at. He was just trying to get rid of that football.
Honestly, I was kind of impressed that he stayed in the pocket so long and kept his eyes downfield because he did have time. But I agree with him. There was nothing open downfield.
So Williams tried to make something happen. He's still a few yards short of the first down. In fact, about 5 short. Stayed in the pocket for 6 seconds. Tiger Cats would like to get a little more pressure on Crum, but they have to be careful as a running quarterback. Don't want to get caught. Richie Leone, great punter. Sends one, and Tyreek McAllister gets it inside his 25. Breaks a couple of tackles. He's still on his feet. He's across the 40, and finally brought down McAllister. He looked like he was emerging through that wave of Redblacks.
And that was a good kick. He fielded that and got at least a first down for his offense and yards gained there. And Bo Levi Mitchell able to take the field past his own 40, which is always just feels great for an offense.
Well, we'll take another break as we get caught up on them after the rain delay. It's 3 minutes and 11 seconds to go in the opening quarter. It's 6-3. Tiger Cats leading, and they have the ball when we return on the Ticats Audio Network. Nice return by Tyreek McAllister to get this Ticats offense up to their own 43 to begin this drive. Under 3 minutes to go opening quarter, a 3-point lead. Bo Levi Mitchell throws over the middle. Felix Gauthier was behind coverage. They neglected to cover the fullback, but it was just overthrown and goes incomplete.
Yeah, he's part of the passing game tonight. He had a great flat route down in the score zone in the last drive that ended in a touchdown, and he ran a very, very nice seam route here, but Bo just a little bit over the top. It's a fullback 30 yards downfield has a bit of a different speed and trajectory than Tim White running down that inside seam.
The other interesting thing on that play, Tyreek McAllister is so fast, that ball was not intended to him, and he might have been the closest Ticat to it. 2nd and 10 from the Hamilton 43. Another attempt at converting a 2nd down. They've been perfect, and this is a completion to Terry Godwin. He looked, you could see him look at that first down marker, and he got it. It's a first down presented by Active Green and Ross. The Tiger Cats keep it rolling.
They've just been great. They've really been able to find those receivers on these 2nd downs, and they have not been easy conversions. That's a 2nd and 10. That's not the first one we've seen tonight. You're right. Terry Godwin is really having an awareness and a presence there. We've seen 2 missed throws by Bo Levi Mitchell, both over the middle, one for an interception, one for an incompletion. Apart from those plays, he's really looking good.
Bo Levi Mitchell moving the ball well. He's completed a pass to 6 different receivers. We're still in the first quarter. Here's a handoff to Tyreek McAllister. He had to sidestep Lorenzo Malden to actually get back to the line of scrimmage and maybe get some positive yardage, but he didn't get much.
Yeah, well done getting the yard he did get, and actually they're going to line him up right back at the starting line there. But there was 3 or 4 Redblacks in the backfield almost immediately on that play. Another 2nd and 10.
Here we go. 6 for 6 on 2nd down conversions. Bo Levi Mitchell has been great. The ball's right at midfield. 2nd and 10. Tiger Cats aren't making it easy on themselves, not getting much yardage on first down, but they've been good on second down. Kai Loxley in as a receiver. Bo Levi Mitchell looks that direction. He throws that direction. Loxley goes up, but he can't make the catch. It is Douglas Coleman again, who had the interception earlier in the game. He knocked this one down, and the Tiger Cats will have to punt for the first time.
Yeah, Kai Loxley lined up in the slot to the left there and ends up running a seam route. Bo kind of had to get rid of the ball, but it was, well behind Loxley. He had to sort of come back and try to make a play on it.
Kai Loxley, very athletic. It'll be fun to watch and see how the Tiger Cats use him. That was a deep pass. Second down, the Tiger Cats weren't able to convert. And Bailey Flint just had a terrific punt. He landed it at the 2, and Brandon Dandridge let it land thinking it would go into the end zone, and it bounced straight up. And so Dandridge had to return it, and he only got to about the 7 or 8 yard line.
Yeah, what a kick. That ball came down and bounced straight in the air. Bailey Flint with a perfect execution there, and good complimentary football so far. Yes, they had to punt. They weren't able to convert that second down, but the offense had driven all the way to center field. And that now the punter really has a chance to make an aggressive kick, and that was also executed well.
Bailey Flint was one of the top performers last week. Don't know if you want your punter to be a top performer every week, but that was a good one there by Bailey Flint. And tough starting field position again for the Redblacks from their own 9. Oh, almost picked off. It was intended for Justin Hardy and Richard Leonard. He went down to try to make the catch. It might have been tipped by Hardy, but it is incomplete.
Well, it was Tunde Adeleke in on coverage on Hardy, and yeah, that ball almost passed through arms or something at the point of the breakup and ended up getting to Richard Leonard unexpectedly. That's always a hard reception to make, whether you're a receiver or a DB.
That would have been big. With Ottawa hemmed in deep, would have been good field position, might have been 6. 2nd and 10 from their own 9. Crum back to pass. Nobody open. Now he's going to run, but he was spied by Jameer Thurman, who stayed right there. There's a block, and now some help. Stavros Katsantonis came in as Bahar threw a block on Thurman, and Katsantonis made the tackle, but Thurman was watching Crum the whole time.
It is just a quarterback spy. You've got 5 guys up front. Everyone around the league is talking about what Crum can do on his feet, and that is Jameer Thurman has one job on that play, and it's eyes on Dustin Crum. Bahar, actually, receiver for Ottawa, runs back and makes a block that, in my opinion, is elite. You cannot run back towards your own goal line and make a block, but that did not get called. Great stop by the Hamilton defense.
Should be good field position coming up. Richie Leone standing on his own goal line. Tyreek McAllister at his own 50.
The pressure.
Leone takes his time. The Ticats didn't get to him. Gets a good punt away. He'll push McAllister back almost to his 40, but now he's across the 50, up to midfield, and dives just across midfield into Ottawa territory. It is 1 quarter in the books, and it took about, a long time for that opening quarter with that nearly hour rain delay, but we are through a quarter in Ottawa, and the Tiger Cats have their first quarter touchdown, and they have a lead. All positive signs. It's 6-3 Tiger Cats. Second quarter coming up on the Ticats Audio Network. 1 quarter in the books. A dominant quarter for the Tiger Cats, except on the scoreboard. They do lead. It's 6-3, so not a huge lead, but net yards. Hamilton 131, Ottawa just 18.
Yeah, 9 first downs to 0. Boy, they really are looking good. Good returns, good defense.
Tiger Cats now in the second quarter going from left to right. A pitch to James Butler, and he breaks one tackle, and he'll dive ahead and only get a couple of yards on that carry. Tiger Cats started this drive just in Ottawa territory.
Well, the Ticats have punted once. That's how their last drive ended of the first quarter. And like we said, 9 first downs, and a lot of them have been in situations just like this. This is a 2nd and 8. They really aren't having that much production on first downs. They're just able to overcome it each time, it seems.
They're on the Redblacks 52. So you said it, Luke, another 2nd and long that the Tiger Cats have to convert to keep this drive going. Bo Levi Mitchell, no glove, no visor. The rain in Ottawa. It's a high pass. McAllister hauls it in, but he was running right along the line of scrimmage, and he was tackled immediately by the Redblacks. Frankie Griffin was there again for Ottawa, and that will be another punt coming up for the Tiger Cats.
Along with former Ticat Jovan Santos Knox there, and yeah, actually a net loss there on that second down. Again, another chance for Bailey Flint to be great here and to make an impact on the game. It's sort of back and forth now, but Ticats with a handle on the field position.
Not a lot of wind in Ottawa. There was a lot of rain earlier. Lightning as well. We had that delay in the first quarter. We're rolling now. Bailey Flint back to punt, standing on his own 42. Brandon Dandridge respecting Flint. He's inside his 5. Flint a high punt. Dandridge comes up to almost his 20. Catches it there, and the Tiger Cats are on him immediately. That is Anthony Federico. He got downfield, and the big defensive lineman playing on special teams made a great tackle to limit Ottawa again. They've had tough starting field position in this opening half.
The Ticats special teams units have been great in the first quarter and start of this second quarter here, really getting down the field, covering punts and kicks. I mean, fast, and it's the the Redblacks have not had any space to get a return. And you're right, again, they're beyond their own 20.
Dustin Crum 1 for 3 for 5 yards, and he's rushed for 13. Starting this drive from their own 19, it's a handoff to Williams, and he breaks it up the middle. Javian Elliott forces him to the left, and then Katsantonis and Chris Edwards able to bring down the running back Devontae Williams, but not before he gets a big gain and a first down.
Yep, there's their first down of the night there, and in a big explosive run right up the middle. Ticats really they're doing what you would expect them to do against a team that runs the ball well and has not passed with success, and that's loading up that front in the box there. But that time, Redblacks sneak through.
Ottawa up to their own 37. It's a fake handoff, and then Crum eludes Malik Carney, but there's Jameer Thurman. He is the shadow on Dustin Crum, and a hard tackle by Thurman sending a message.
Yeah, we've seen Crum take a couple pretty hard hits tonight, and that's not going to let up. You're always a target, of course, for clean tackles, but in football, it doesn't have to be dirty to be hard and to hurt. And Crum's taking a couple good hits here.
Jameer Thurman, the Ticats' leading tackler, he's been given the assignment, we know that now, to watch Dustin Crum and limit his gains. That was only 3 yards. 2nd and 7, Ottawa up to their own 41. Crum throwing, completing, wide open is Justin Hardy, the leading receiver for the Redblacks. He's got a first down. He's into Hamilton territory inside the Ticats 50.
Yeah, more than a 20-yard gain there. The Ottawa Redblacks are last in long passing plays. The CFL measures that in over 30 yards, but this is a nice little chunk here they got through the air this time.
22 yards. Justin Hardy with the reception. Javian Elliott made the tackle. So the Redblacks now on the Hamilton 47-yard line. Dustin Crum has Williams to his left, 2 receivers to the boundary side to his right. And he's going to run again. This time it's Simone Lawrence tracking him down, forces him out of bounds, gives him a hard shove too. Might have got a couple of yards on that run. And then Simone Lawrence is knocked down by offensive lineman Drew Desjardins, who came right over with nothing else on his mind except knocking Simone Lawrence down.
You've got to be kidding me. There is no flag on that. Absolute total miss and error.
Well, how do you miss that?
Referee. This was 10 seconds after the play had ended. Wow, amazing. I wouldn't be surprised if this comes from the booth.
Yeah,
Dave Foxcroft was standing right there. I don't know what that was. That was bizarre.
Well, unless it's we let Simone get away with one out of bounds, so that evens it up.
A tit for tat scenario.
Yeah,
okay.
I don't know. Speculation, but it looked like something should have been called there. 2nd and 8 from the 45. Crum throws, and it is incomplete. Way out of bounds. There is a flag on the play, and again, Crum was hit.
That's right. The flag is before the quarterback hit. It was Jameer Thurman who got to Crum right after the ball was released. I think that was clean. I think we might see a holding in the Ottawa backfield here. I'm baffled by that missed call at the end of the previous play.
Yeah.
Baffled. It was so blatant.
Yeah, it's
was
an
a
odd
guy-
one. If you're just listening to the game, if you see a replay, you'll understand why
Cut block.
Luke's baffled.
Ottawa.
Oh,
That's a 15-yard major foul. It'll be applied after the play. Third down.
Well, maybe you owed the Ticats one.
I knew you were going to say that.
You wanted me to say it, though.
Yeah, I had to find it somewhere. But that's a costly block. I thought it was a holding. It was clearly a penalty in the backfield as Crum was looking for a receiver to make that throw. But the cut block is even more costly, and this is a 3rd and 25. Crum's hurting, though. He's gotten some serious hits in this game already.
Yeah, it looked like he was favoring his right hand. Keep in mind, we talk about the Tiger Cats with 3 different starting quarterbacks this year. Redblacks have had 4 different starting quarterbacks, and this is their 7th game. The Leone punt. McAllister gets it outside the numbers at his 10. He'll get up to the 15. He didn't have a lot of room to work over there, and he's forced out of bounds by the Redblacks punt coverage team.
Yeah, really good kick there. Voshan Joseph down on the field after getting up a little bit sluggishly. We got a physical match here, RJ.
Yes, East Division. Ticats trying to catch the Redblacks at 3 wins. They lead in the second quarter, 6-3. We'll be right back on the Ticats Audio Network. We're underway from the 15. Bo Levi Mitchell throws to his left. It's complete to Terry Godwin. It's a big gain. He's across the 40. And the Tiger Cats keep it rolling with an active Green and Ross first down. That's a good start to this drive.
What a great route, a deep sort of sail route, well beyond the first down marker, and Terry Godwin really savvy. I've loved watching him run routes as the season progresses. Whoa, Bo Levi Mitchell.
Bo Levi Mitchell is swung out to wide receiver on the field side. Kai Loxley in at quarterback, and he tries to run the ball and runs right into the Redblacks, only a couple of yards, and a pretty aggressive tackle, too, on Loxley, who tried to take it straight up the middle.
Yeah, you and I were just discussing in the last commercial break. It's interesting. Kai Loxley's been on the field for the majority of the game, and had to expect something like this, start to develop, and we'll see if they keep going with some of that package.
How do you not throw that to Bo Levi Mitchell?
Put the ball in your best player's hands,
That had trick play, one we talk about all season long, written all over it.
Yeah.
8.5 minutes to go in the half. Tiger Cats lead by 3. Another 2nd and long. It's incomplete. Intended for Duke Williams. Knocked down by Cariel Brooks, the former Tiger Cat. He was injured a lot of this season for the Redblacks, but he's back and doing what he does. A good knockdown by Brooks. So that'll bring up another punting situation for the Tiger Cats. 6-3 lead. Duke Williams scored a touchdown on a pass from Bo Levi Mitchell in the first quarter. The first quarter touchdown of the season for the Tiger Cats. Mark Leggio missed the convert, and it's a 6-3 lead. Hasn't been a lot of scoring. Bailey Flint has had some good punts in this game. Here's another one. Sends Dandridge almost at the hash marks at the far sideline, right near his 20, but it gets across the 30 and the 35, and a pretty decent return for Dandridge after a good punt from Bailey Flint. 8 minutes and 2 seconds to go in the opening half. The Tiger Cats lead 6-3 in Ottawa. We'll be back on the Ticats Audio Network. Back in Ottawa. Warm, humid evening. A lot of rain early on in this game. In fact, in the first quarter, a weather delay with lightning in the area, almost an hour. Tiger Cats have the lead, 6-3. Still a lot of time to go in the opening half, just over 8 minutes. Dustin Crum, Luke, we saw on the sideline, he's cut. His throwing hand is cut, and he's taken some licks by the Tiger Cats.
Yeah, he has, and never good any damage to the throwing hand, but it seems like he's out there on the field, and I'm thinking it's probably a flesh wound at this point.
Nick Arbuckle, the backup quarterback for the Redblacks, and Crum went to throw. He tucks it in. Ted Laurent gives him a rough ride, being chased now by Chris Edwards. Richard Leonard tackles him, and Crum does not slide. He's willing to take those hits.
Yeah, Richard Leonard, his timing was fine. Crum didn't slide early enough, and Richard Leonard decided to continue the motion of the tackle, and that play ended in Chris Edwards face-to-face with the ref, and you could see their body language saying, nope, no call, it's okay. But, man, Crum is going to have to – he is taking a beating right now in this game, not just halfway through the second quarter.
Came in 7th in the league in rushing as a quarterback. It's clear what he's been doing. He had the best average rushing yards at 10.2 coming into this game. The Tiger Cats have really limited that. A 2nd and 6 from their own 41. Crum under pressure again, and he is sacked. Trey Crawford gets the sack for the Tiger Cats. And again, it's Desjardins involved in things. He's the one who knocked Simone Lawrence down after Lawrence made a tackle on Crum, and he's in the middle of things again. Dave Foxcroft has thrown a flag.
What a great quarterback sack here. That was 2nd and 5, or just a little more than that, actually. And this Ticat defense is really playing well, making big plays. Well, I don't know how they're going to settle this out. There was just a lot going on in the backfield. I got to think this is against the Redblacks. The play had ended as well, so this gets the yardage gets tacked on either way, and it's 3rd down.
2 penalties on the play. Player misconduct fouls, 15-yard penalties. Number 5, Hamilton. Number 61, Ottawa. Offsetting, it'll be 3rd down.
So that's Malik Carney, and Simone Lawrence is calming him down. Carney is some hot, but Drew Desjardins, the big 6'3", 314-pound offensive lineman in his 4th season out of Windsor, has been very physical trying to protect his quarterback, and not always legally.
That's right, yeah. Really questionable decision earlier this game that did not get called, but great quarterback sack for a 3rd and 14 here in a punting situation for Ottawa.
Trey Crawford getting his first sack of the season. Leone punts it high into the Ottawa sky. Tyreek McAllister on his own 30, breaks one tackle, cuts to his left, and it had the makings of something big. It didn't materialize, though. Gary Johnson comes in with a special teams tackle, and the Tiger Cats will start around their 36-yard line.
Yeah, another volley back and forth with the field position is the only thing that's been volleyed in this second quarter of the game here, and Ticats now with a chance to change that up.
You're right, it's a close game, 6-3 with 6:39 to go in the half. We'll return on the Ticats Audio Network. Under the lights at TD Place in Ottawa, Tiger Cats lead the Redblacks 6-3, just over 6.5 to go in the half. Tyreek McAllister and James Butler both at 5 yards rushing. The Tiger Cats in their 2 victories this year have been pretty close to 50% pass plays, 50% running plays, but they have been pass heavy so far tonight. Bo Levi Mitchell, 11 for 16, 148 yards. He's going to pass again. Pressure's coming. Throws over the middle. It's a high pass. And Loxley, the 3rd-string quarterback who's been playing receiver a lot tonight, jumped up, could not make the catch. It's incomplete.
Well, we've seen those digs, wide receivers coming across the middle, that 10 to 15-yard depth there, be very successful tonight. That was a catchable ball for Kyle Loxley, and he kind of needs that catch to get into this game. A tough 50-50 ball earlier, a penalty earlier. He's in new space. That quarterback out there playing receiver, but we haven't seen the success yet.
Loxley, a few targets, hasn't come up with any catches, and has had a rush for 2 yards. Now 2nd and 10 from their own 20. Bo Levi Mitchell throws, completes it to Terry Godwin. He's been reliable again tonight, and he's got the first down. Presented by Active Green and Ross, the Tiger Cats keep it rolling.
He has looked great. Bo looked to the left right away, and that was a little speed out route by Terry Godwin, short of the first down marker. And then he was able to turn upfield and get a really nice gain. Again, a 2nd and 10 that they were able to overcome and move the sticks.
Terry Godwin has a great personality, likes to laugh, a bit of a jokester. Came out and chatted with me this week, had the shirt off.
His shirt or yours?
Mine stayed on. He looks better. 5:25 to go in the opening half. Fresh set of downs for Bo, and he stays in the pocket and stayed in there too long. He had time, but there's only so much time. Bryce Carter gets the quarterback sack.
Yeah, that play comes down to the rush on Ottawa. That was a play, we used to call it aloha. It was all hitches, and that's just a wide receiver or a totally empty set, 3 receivers on each side, and everybody runs a 6-yard hitch. The problem was Bo had no time to find his matchup that he liked. It was a strong rush there, and unfortunately enough, 2nd and 15 now.
Well, the Tiger Cats have them right where they want them. Another 2nd and long.
That's right.
You
caught me off guard there.
Had to tap you. 2nd and 16. Tiger Cats on their own 32. Let's see if they can do it again. Bo stays in the pocket. He throws. And it is, oh boy, it's incomplete. And that's maybe a good thing for the Tiger Cats because it was nearly picked off by Cariel Brooks.
That's right, yes. Great on 2nd downs tonight there. That one comes up short there. That was maybe their longest 2nd down attempt of the game. And Bailey Flint has to come out and do his thing again.
The rain is falling again in Ottawa, not like it was when the game began. It was a torrential downpour that led to some lightning that paused the game for about an hour. Let's hope it just stays rain. Just under 4.5 to go in the opening half. Bailey Flint standing on his own 18-yard line. This will be the 8th straight punt in the game with the two teams combined. Tiger Cats lead, but not by much. It's 6-3. Flint, he has been consistent. It's another good punt. This one will bounce in front of Dandridge, and he lets it bounce, gets it at his own 25, and tries to elude the Tiger Cats, who came in waves. Bailey Feltmate, one of the Tiger Cats, in there with the tackle, and I think it was Anthony Federico was the first to get to Dandridge, and he's had a good game on special teams.
Yeah. Boy, the coverage units for the Ticats have just been excellent and able to flip the field a little bit with that first down there. Terry Godwin looking really, really sharp for the Ticat offense right now.
Anthony Federico, the sophomore defensive lineman, he could fly as a defensive lineman, getting down there. Twice he's been the first one down right in Brandon Dandridge's face, and Dandridge is dangerous. Ottawa will start this drive from their own 27. Dustin Crum, he's taken a few hits in this game. Tiger Cats have limited his mobility. Play action, he will make a pass to Hardy, and he's hit by Kenneth George Jr. and forced out of bounds just shy of the first down.
Man coverage, Hardy motioning from the right side of that Ottawa offense, pre-snap over to the left, and then just running a flat. Just a really quick, easy answer for Crum as they try to establish some rhythm offensively.
Getting close to the 3-minute warning. 2nd and 3 for the Redblacks from their own 34. Tiger Cats defense is digging in. The 3 points Ottawa got were off an interception thrown by Bo Levi Mitchell. Crum wants to run. Trey Crawford is there. Jameer Thurman was right in Crum's face, and he pumps his fist almost like he should have had him for a bigger loss. But Trey Crawford, he's had a big game too.
Great job by this Ticats defense. Yeah, you could tell the Redblacks considered it for a second there, very close to maybe being in position to do a short yardage try, but they're going to bring out the punt unit here. Man, it is raining hard again.
Yeah.
Heavy, heavy rain.
It's back. Have to get Bubba with his weather forecast.
We'll hear at halftime.
Yes, let's get there. So this will be the last play before the 3-minute warning, and it's a punt. So the 9th straight punt in this game. Tiger Cats lead by 3. Richie Leone. This will be an interesting one for Tyreek McAllister. The punt is up in the sky. He lets it bounce, and there's a flag. Redblacks were too close, and McAllister is tackled immediately just past his 30-yard line, but that flag will be no yards on the Redblacks. There's 2:34 to go in the half. Tiger Cats will have their field position improved as they hope to score again before the end of the half. It's 6-3. This is the Ticats Audio Network. Tiger Cats were about to start from their own 30, but that penalty will move them up to their own 45 with 2.5 minutes to go in the opening half and a 6-3 lead. A lot of rain in Ottawa. Bo Levi Mitchell usually has a visor, usually wears gloves. His first game back in almost 5 weeks. He has thrown a touchdown pass. James Butler has been limited again. Came into this game 3rd in the league in rushing. That's just his 3rd rushing carry, but he might have lost a yard on that one.
This Redblack defense, #1 in the league in opponent rushing yard average per attempt, and tonight that's held true. James Butler's had a lot of trouble. We did see a good reception out of the backfield earlier this game, but the run game has not produced much for Bo Levi and his offense.
Tyreek McAllister has as many carries as James Butler, but neither one has been terribly effective. McAllister 5 rushing yards, Butler 4 as he lost one on that play. So 2nd and 11. Been a lot of second downs for the Tiger Cats, but they have been good. Bo Levi Mitchell completes another one to Duke Williams. That's his second down reception of the game, and he remains one of the league leaders in that category. It's a first down. Presented by Active Green and Ross, the Tiger Cats keep it rolling.
I love the combination of Duke Williams and Terry Godwin in the slot, sometimes working together, sometimes on opposite sides of the ball. And that time, Duke with just a great dig, and he got up thinking he was maybe not touched, and I agreed with him. I didn't know if it was actually down, but you can see he's got his gloves off too. I mean, the moisture is just really affecting all these players in different ways.
Tiger Cats have the ball on the Ottawa 51. There's a minute and a half to go. Bo Levi Mitchell looked agile back there, had to run to his right, threw across his body, completed it to Tim White. And Tim White's been involved for a few catches in this game. This one will be a reception of about 3 yards.
Starting to flirt with field goal range here. The rain, it's not going to affect a kicker like it's going to affect a quarterback and a receiver, but still they've got to deal with it too. On their plant foot, even though the turf helps with that a lot, the snap and the hold becomes a lot more challenging, but you're very close to it here for Mark Leggio.
And there's still time. Let's see what the Tiger Cats can do. A 2nd and 7 from the Ottawa 48. Bo Levi Mitchell throws to that far sideline. There's Terry Godwin again. That's his 4th catch. He's caught all 4 passes that have come his way. That's a first down. Presented by Active Green and Ross. The Tiger Cats keep it rolling.
Well, you've got plenty of time. 1 minute and 9 seconds. You're on the 40-yard line. You've got to avoid your penalties and your turnovers here. You've got points on the board, and you've got plenty of time to try to go turn this into 7 instead of 3. But don't lose the 3 here from this 40-yard line. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a cover 0 here from Ottawa trying to push the Ticats back out of that field goal range.
Defensive coordinator Luke Tasker.
Oh,
First downs in this game. Tiger Cats 13, Ottawa 2, but it's only a 3-point lead. Slings it to his left to Tyreek McAllister. He's down to the 20 and finally pushed out of bounds by Coleman. Tyreek McAllister, he's good for a couple of big plays a game, and that is a big play, and it is another first down. Presented by Active Green and Ross, the Tiger Cats keep it rolling.
Great job. That's the Tyreek McAllister broke onto the scene as a Ticat with that exact same play at Tim Hortons Field. Caught that wide receiver screen and took it for a long touchdown up the sidelines here. And that play right there executed very nicely again.
23 yards by McAllister. Still a minute to go in the half. The ball is on the Ottawa 17. Bo has thrown for 215 yards in this game. And he gets the snap, but might be a time count violation. A flag flew.
Time count violation. Hamilton, number 19. The penalty is loss of down. 2nd down.
Bo doing lots of chatting. Ottawa fans getting loud.
Yeah, and another penalty in the score zone. Now you have a difficult 2nd down. That is exactly what has happened consistently to the Ticats for now what has been 7 games of this season. Turnover early in this game into the score zone, and now a penalty puts you in a 2nd and 10. Ottawa showing a cover 0 full out blitz there. Ticats on their 17. We'll see if Bo has to face a blitz again here as they line up at the ball. It looks like it.
3 receivers to the boundary side. That's to the left of Bo Levi Mitchell as the Tiger Cats go from left to right, and he is under pressure on the run, throws, and it's incomplete. It would have been impossible to catch inbounds anyway. Terry Godwin was the closest receiver, and Bo was just getting rid of that football and making sure the Tiger Cats get points on this drive.
Yep, and that's they'll have to settle for the field goal here. You want that extra point back now.
Yes.
You know, this a make here by Leggio will put that to a 9-3 game. And yeah, so strange. This would be, if he makes this, it'll be a 16th consecutive field goal. Excuse me, 17th consecutive field goal.
No, it'll be 16th.
16th.
Yep. Yeah,
is that bad to say before the kick?
Well,
I don't know.
I was just wondering why you brought up the missed convert and his streak.
Oh, he's got it. Don't worry about it.
25-yard field goal for Mark Leggio, and yes, there's no jinx from the Ticats Audio Network. He is good. It is good, and Mark Leggio remains perfect in kicking field goals. 16 for 16, and the Tiger Cats extend their lead to 9-3. Still 52 seconds to go in this opening half. What a job the Tiger Cats defense has done on Dustin Crum, though, Luke. He has 34 yards passing. He's only thrown 6 times, and he's rushed 6 times for 24 yards.
Yeah, wow. 2 first downs on the game. And I mean, this Ticat defense, they've really called a great game. Mark Washington with his defensive calls. And the players, of course, making plays. Now you got sort of a prevent look here with 3 guys up front for this Ticat defense.
Crum, couple of pump fakes, and Malik Carney got him. Grabbed him by the sweater and hauled him down, and Malik Carney, he's fired up. That's his team leading 4th sack of the season.
Wow. Just before that snap, I said 3-man rush there. Ottawa's got a 5-man protection. You're outnumbered defensively, but Malik Carney with a spin move from the defensive left side of the formation gets inside that tackle, and just a great quarterback sack. Now you put Crum in a 2nd and 15. Just impressive if you can do that with 3 guys in the rush.
What an arm span by Malik Carney.
Yeah.
So powerful. 2nd and 15 from their own 35. Carney is on Crum again. He's got him again. Back-to-back sacks by Malik Carney. He's up to 5 on the season. That matches the number he wears.
Wow, back to back, both from the same side, both in one-on-one battles. He wins on the inside with the spin move. In the next play, he rushes around the end and takes the long way to get there, but takes Crum down again. Wow, loss of 10 net on the drive for the Ottawa offense.
A dismal opening half for the Redblacks offense, but they are within striking distance. It's only a 9-3 lead for the Tiger Cats, but they'll get the ball here, and it could be decent field position if Tyreek McAllister can get a solid return.
Couple returns with some yardage gained early in this game, but really good coverage in the second quarter. But if Tyreek McAllister can do a little something here with 26 seconds left, they're going to be flirting with at least field goal position with a couple positive plays.
Malik Carney, 2 sacks, 2 tackles in this game. He's been a force. Richie Leone, the punter for the Redblacks, standing on his own 16-yard line. Tyreek McAllister hovering around his 25. Some rain falling in Ottawa. It's a high punt. McAllister drifts up to the 30. He is inside the numbers, and he's tackled just before he gets to the 40. So the Redblacks did a good job on special teams limiting that return from McAllister. 17 seconds to go in the opening half, and Bo Levi Mitchell will begin this drive from the Hamilton 39.
About 30 yards. Maybe you can get 27 yards. If you got 27 yards, then you match Leggio's long on the season, which is a 50-yard field goal. So a little bit of work to do. That's a lot in 17 seconds. But number 17, Terry Godwin, has been coming up with a couple big receptions, and I wonder if we're going to see him do something here at the end of this first half.
Number 17, it's a magical number for the Tiger Cats. I'm
It
surprised
is.
they keep it in circulation, but Terry Godwin's doing the number proud. Pass over the middle. Oh, it was intended for James Butler, but it's picked off by Abdul Kane. Butler was
flags,
almost behind coverage, but Kane picks it off. That would be the second interception that the Redblacks have had in this game, but as Luke mentioned, there are flags.
I mean, they're all late. The interception will stand, but it's really important where this ends up yardage-wise, because this could impact the Redblacks' ability to kick a field goal. There's 5 seconds left. Well, they're spotting the ball right where it looked like that play ended, which is already well within field goal range, and they have their unit out there. boy, what a turnover.
The Redblacks have 3 points in this game. They got those 3 points after an interception. Here's another one. Turnovers costly for the Tiger Cats, keeping the Redblacks in this game. The defense has taken the Redblacks offense right out of it. The statistics are minuscule. The defense has been great. Lewis Ward, he's been great for Ottawa. He's hit 13 straight field goals, including one in this game. This will be about a 40-yard attempt. Lewis Ward, the kick is good. It was a low kick, but it's through the uprights. He's hit 14 in a row. These two field goal kickers in this game are red hot. That's the last play of the opening half. And if you looked at the statistics of that opening half, Luke, and not the score, you'd think the Tiger Cats were way ahead. But instead, it's just a 3-point lead.
Well, it's pretty simple. You've got two very costly interceptions. I say very costly. They produced field goals, not touchdowns. The Ticats have never lost the lead, but they costly turnovers. Two times in the score zone for the Hamilton offense. One interception and one penalty that stalled that drive, forcing another field goal. You could very easily, like you said, RJ, with the way that this Ticat defense is playing, and truly, you're not watching an offense that's stalled out. You're seeing great throws. You're seeing first downs. You're seeing longer second down conversions, but just each drive is finding a way to fizzle out prior to touchdowns being scored. You could almost imagine this game being lopsided on the scoreboard right now, but Redblacks hanging in there. And man, if the CFL has learned nothing else about the Redblacks, when they hang in there, things get interesting at the end of these games. They've gone to overtime and won 2 weeks in a row coming into this match. And boy, they're 3 points away and they still got a chance at it.
Yeah, after a rain delay, what we need is overtime in this game. So this is the second time this season in 7 games the Tiger Cats have led at the half. They won the previous time they led at the half. That was in Edmonton. They're in Ottawa tonight and lead 9-6. Tiger Cats at the half, presented by My Insurance Broker with Bubba O'Neill and Andy Fantuz, is next on the Ticats Audio Network.
You're listening to Tiger Cats at the half.
30 minutes of football in the history books. This is Tiger Cats at the half, presented by My Insurance Broker. I'm Bubba O'Neill along with Andy Fantuz, and your Tiger Cats leading the Ottawa Redblacks in the nation's capital 9-6 in a very interesting twist and turny first half. Of course, we had that near 1 hour rain and weather delay, but the guys went back on the field and put 30 minutes of football in the books. I turn to you, Andy Fantuz, and I know your car star keys to victory are always very relevant to the game, but key number one, I think the Ticats defense were listening.
Number one, contain Crum. Maybe they put on listen.ticats.ca during the rain delay in the locker room there, but I think that they were game planning to stop him, and they've done a wonderful job of it. This quarterback, this young fella, Dustin Crum, has been able to shake some people in the backfield, and looks like there's some open space, but that space has been collapsing so quickly on that Ticat defense. And then later in the second half they got three sacks on him already as well. Malik Carney, 2 sacks back-to-back. But when you does see a little bit of room, the Ticats have been closing and gang tackling him so well. I honestly, I couldn't imagine a better performance against containing Dustin Crum. He's got 6 rushes for 24 yards, but a long of 8 yards. And when you see him break past the line of scrimmage on 2nd and long, all you can think is, uh-oh. And they just close and gang tackle and stop him short of the first down every single time. I don't think he got 1 first down with his legs. The Redblacks only have 2 first downs in the entire half. One of them was on their best play was the 19-yard rush by Williams, and he's got two rushes for 19 yards, so he was stuffed on his other rush. The Ticats defense just been playing incredibly. Just 1 rushing first down and 1 passing first down.
Crum 3 of 6, 50% passing for just 34 yards. I mean, yeah, 34 yards passing, 24 yards rushing. He's the leading receiver or runner for the team. I'll take that all day long. And I know you talked about some of the different looks that they may show him and confuse him with. He's actually confusing me a little bit. Mark Washington in his days, unless it's a third down and long situation, has been pretty, I would pretty steady with a 4-man front. He's going 3-man front, wide spacing, and giving those linebackers, I think, a good ability to fill those gaps.
Yeah, it's almost like there's a double spy of some kind. They're in a zone pass defense, but they're still have an eye on Dustin Crum. So if he does sneak up in between those 3 rushers, they're able to converge on him pretty quickly. And you're right. These are some looks that we haven't seen a lot of this year, and I really like it. I mean,
it's very attack-oriented.
Very, very much so. 3 sacks. 67 total yards by Ottawa, and that's including a 19-yard run and a 22-yard pass. They're only 2 first downs. So it's just outstanding defense. Now,
let's flip it.
Yeah, I mean, Bo Levi's been throwing the ball around. I love what I'm seeing by this offensive play calling. You got 7 different receivers have already caught a pass, 5 of which have already caught 2 or more passes. So everybody's eating out there. A couple errant throws. That first interception, Ottawa came with the cover 0, and it was right after the rain delay. I don't know if the ball slipped a little bit or
the
if
way the ball had that back wobble, it came out weird.
It did. And then the other time was another rushing situation, a blitzing situation, where they tried to get Duke Williams on 2nd and 16 into a dig and go, and it wasn't there. And Bo Levi threw it anyways when he was a little bit under pressure, and that one was not picked, but Cario Brooks almost intercepted that. Those were the 2 most errant throws I saw. Other than that, he's been sharp. 16 of 25 for 215 yards in one half of football. There was that late interception. That was a heck of a play by Abdul Kanai. James Butler, it looked like he had a step. It looked like it was there. That was just a great defensive play. I don't blame the throw on that one. So I'm happy what I see from Bo Levi. He looks sharp. The team has lots of energy, but it's only 9-6.
And there's my next question to you is, what does Coach Steinauer say to his crew? Because RJ talked about it just before he closed to the commercial break, that statistically, and I know the game, we do look at statistics and we break them down, but sometimes they're not really reality because, again, your CarStar key to victory, number 3, comes in real big play. The missed extra point on the touchdown, it's now 9-6, but the 2 interceptions result in 6 points for them with the 2 field goals. So this game is actually closer than it kind of seems.
Oh, for sure. For sure. That first interception, you got to think they were going to come away with points if that didn't happen. And who knows about the second one. But regardless, this defense has basically pitched a shutout. And yet it's the Ottawa is probably going to get the ball to start the second half and could take the lead on the first possession. So that's why you got to play. You got to keep that focus and play the 4 quarters. So what is Coach O saying to the team? He's certainly saying to the defense, keep doing what you're doing, and even offensively. I mean, they're putting up a ton of yards, 220 total yards, 14 first downs. Just the turnovers.
1 sack surrendered, and that was Bo hung on to the ball a long time there.
Yeah, it was a quicking passing game, so you can't even really blame the offensive line because they're expecting the ball to be out on a quick throw. We heard our broadcast team talk about the play where it's all hitches across the board. He's basically got to pick somebody and throw it. You saw him look at his first read. Maybe it got jumped. It wasn't there. Go to your second read. If it's not there, you got to just throw it away. You can't hang on to it because the offensive line isn't expecting you to hang on to it, and so that was another small mistake there. But really, really good effort, and you just got to tell them to keep doing what they're doing. come out in the second half with that same intensity, that same energy, keep running around on defense and gang tackling everybody, but especially containing Dustin Crum. And, we saw a lot more of Tyreek McAllister running the ball than we have seen so far this year. We saw a lot more of Kyle Loxley on offense in general. So that was new for us as well. And I'd still like to see James Butler get more involved.
And we talk about the offense, we talk about defense. Special teams cannot be ignored here. And I'll bring this up. Correct me if I'm wrong here. I seem to remember you when you were a Ticat. I believe you held the ball for Luka Kanji.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So so you obviously have gained an appreciation for the kicker. And Mark Leggio, 16 for 16 this season. And the way he came in here and on a rush emergency situation, and he has done nothing but been spectacular kicking from those field goals. But those extra points, which really sometimes can come back to cost you, is that just in your head when you miss these extra points?
I honestly can't even speak on it. I don't understand. It's got to be partially in your head. It is a long kick. It's not like
longer than it used to be. Yes.
Used to be. So it is like a field goal, but it's whatever hash or in the middle, wherever you want the ball as far as alignment-wise. And it shouldn't be a situation where you can be so good on field goals from any random distance and the most standard kick you're going to have all season long, such a bad percentage. But, yeah, I was the holder until our colleague Luke Tasker took over for me. He was better at it.
Really? Or you just didn't want to do it? Let's find out. We'll get the truth on that situation. Hopefully we don't get a rain delay. We have to bring up things like that. Folks, again, Tiger Cats at the half, presented by Insurance Broker. Again, myself, Bubba O'Neill, and Andy Fantuz, we will be back at the conclusion of this one. Let's hope that we're talking about a Tiger Cats victory. So far, so good. 9-6 in the nation's capital for the Hamilton Tiger Cats over the Redblacks. 30 minutes of football left to go, and we do know that the Ottawa Redblacks have been calling themselves the Cardiac Kids. Let's see what that Ticat defense can eat them raw and bring home a victory. We'll be back at as I said, at the conclusion of the contest. RJ and Luke from the broadcast booth. We're live on the Ticats Audio Network.
In Ottawa, Tiger Cats trying to make it back-to-back road wins. It's a close game, though. Third quarter about to begin. 9-6, Tiger Cats have the lead. Just the second time in 7 games this season where the Tiger Cats have led going into the third quarter. They won the previous time. That was their game in Edmonton against the Elks. Interesting game tonight. Lots of weather. It's hot, it's humid, pouring rain to begin. Played about 2 minutes, and then weather delay with lightning in the area of almost an hour. Then it started to pour toward the end of the half. It's let up again. We're underway in the third quarter. Brandon Dandridge takes the Mark Leggio kickoff across the 30, across the 35, and finally tackled by Sean Thomas Erlington.
There he is. 6-gamed to start the season, and he's back out there. Always been a great asset for the Ticats, and good to see him healthy again. And like he's always been, just making a play in an unexpected place. There he is, covering a kick and making a tackle.
Yeah, hopefully we see him on offense a little bit. By the way, he wears number 31, and it's his 31st birthday. So happy birthday, Sean Thomas Erlington.
See, very good.
Welcome back to the Tiger Cats lineup, his first game this season. So the Redblacks will start just short of their 40 on their own 39-yard line. Dustin Crum ineffective in the opening half. Under pressure, throws over the middle. It was a hard throw, but a nice catch by Justin Hardy, and he'll be close to a first down. Just 3 receivers have been targeted. Only 2 have caught a pass. Hardy and the running back, Devontae Williams.
5-man rush by the Ticat defense, and you're right, that was a very, very hard throw. Nice job by Justin Hardy with Tunde Adeleke hanging off of him to get right up there close to the first down marker.
So this is less than a yard, it appears, on second down.
You know what I would do?
I know. And they've gone with Tyrell Pigram, the former Winnipeg Blue Bomber, and he can absolutely fly when he runs too. This time short yardage, just dove ahead, wanted to get the first down and did get it.
I've always said, total missed opportunity. Not enough teams take a shot on second and less than a yard. I would totally do that and consider it a free play. But Ottawa, 67 total yards of offense in the first half. And so maybe that's not on their mind. Maybe they're going to take what they can get, and a first down is a first down.
And both of their field goals came off of interceptions. So those turnovers continue to hurt the Tiger Cats. Crum hands it off to Williams, and Malik Carney is having a whale of a game for the Tiger Cats. That's his third tackle. He has 2 sacks as well, and that will be maybe back to the line of scrimmage for Williams. Carney is on fire.
What a game he's having. What an unbelievable job defeating his block. Zach Pelios is the right tackle for the Redblacks, and he's having a tough night with number 5 for the Ticats.
Malik Carney, he is playing like a superstar tonight. Dustin Crum, 2nd and 10 from the 53. He's throwing deep. You don't see this often. Throwing deep, and it's intercepted. Kenneth George Jr., his first CFL interception. And he's tackled by the running back at the Tiger Cats 35. But George Jr., he said it to me that he would get multiple interceptions this year. He's got one. That's a big one early in the second half for the Tiger Cats. They have the lead, 9-6, and they'll have the football on offense when we return on the Ticats Audio Network. 12:32 to go in the third quarter. First takeaway by the Tiger Cats defense of the game. Kenneth George Jr., his first CFL interception. Field corner coming up with a big one, and now Bo Levi Mitchell and the Tiger Cats can go to work from their own 35-yard line with a 9-6 lead. Low-scoring opening half. Play action, Bo Levi Mitchell passes to Duke Williams, and that'll be a gain of about 5 yards.
Well, the only statistic keeping this game close in that first half was the turnovers. 0 giveaways by Ottawa and 2 really costly turnovers, both interceptions by Bo Levi Mitchell. And apart from that, it was all Ticats. Well, now you've started. This defense for the Ticats has got the fewest takeaways in the league, but that one is a big one by Kenneth George Jr. to jumpstart the third quarter here.
2nd and 4 for the Tiger Cats from their own 41-yard line. Bo Levi Mitchell looks to his right, calls a play, and taps his right foot and gets the snap. He's in the pocket. He's got time. Now he's got a roll to his left. Looks again. Throws. High pass. It's incomplete. Intended for Felix Garangoche. He could not make the catch on the high throw.
It's tough. When you're running so fast across the field, if that ball's too high, sometimes it gets to you so quick you can't even gather your feet to jump for it. And this is exactly what happened to this Felix Garangoche, who, you know, as a fullback, it's hard to, he's not used to that wide radius catch as it is. Forcing the punt here after what was a great interception.
A lot of punts in that opening half. Bailey Flint, very good. The coverage team, very good. Let's see if they can continue that in the second half. Flint just got that punt away. Maybe he didn't. It might have been tipped a little bit. Wasn't his best. Bounces at the 30. Dandridge breaks a couple of tackles. Jumps over a man. The ball's loose. And the Redblacks have dove on it. They will get this ball back. Not sure if Dandridge was down by contact, but it won't matter. Redblacks will keep the football, and they'll be near the 50 to begin this drive.
Wow, incredible job by the punt return unit for the Redblacks. Just inches away from blocking this right off the foot of Bailey Flint. And then it developed into a really great return on the back end as well, with some missed tackles and explosive return right up the sidelines there. Now Ottawa gets a chance back almost to their own 50. Almost really the combination of that 2 and out with a great return almost negates the negative effect of the interception one series ago by the Ottawa offense.
Got a close-up of Bailey Flint. Ante Milanovic-Litre was the Redblack who almost blocked it, but Flint didn't flinch and never even paid attention to Milanovic-Litre. Did get the punt away, and Dandridge a pretty good return.
Yeah, very good. The ball definitely coming loose because of the ground, right? I mean, he not a true fumble there. Back to their own 49-yard line. Crum with a chance to turn this around. Unfortunately, we saw Ottawa get their points off of the interceptions that from Levi Mitchell in the first half, and Hamilton unable to get points or flip the field after their interception from Crum.
The Tiger Cats defense has been outstanding tonight. Just under 11 minutes to go, third quarter. Ottawa beginning from their own 49. It's a handoff to Williams, and he finds a bit of an opening. Gets into Hamilton territory right near the 50-yard line of the Tiger Cats. It's a first down. A couple of Williams runs have been effective against the Tiger Cats, but not much other than that. Redblacks on the Hamilton 50. Crum will hand off to Williams again, and lightning, I use that word cautiously tonight. Lightning does not strike twice, as that's a limited gain. Of course, if you're just tuning in, we had a weather delay due to lightning in the first quarter that lasted almost an hour.
Malik Carney, that time on the right side of the defensive formation, he was right in the mix immediately there too to begin the effort on that tackle. This is kind of a big second down here, RJ. The Redblacks are moving the ball a little bit. They're in Ticat territory on the 46, 47-yard line. And this 2nd and 6 here is big for the Ticat defense to keep what has been a dominating effort going.
Malik Carney. Let's see if he can get to Crum. Crum gets rid of the football, and it's incomplete. Hardy reached for it. Javian Elliott, great coverage, couldn't make the catch. And now, let's see who the Redblacks send out. This would be longest of the season for Lewis Ward, and he's coming on the field, Luke. His longest is 50 yards this season, and he's hit 13 in a row. This looks like a 54-yard attempt for Lewis Ward. This would tie the game, despite a statistical advantage for the Tiger Cats.
Tyreek McAllister will have the chance to return it if it is a miss.
The kick is up. The kick is good from 54 yards, and Ward had a little extra too. He could have hit from longer. Lewis Ward is red hot for the Redblacks. That's his 3rd field goal of the game, and this game is tied at 9 with 9:18 to go in the 3rd quarter. Tiger Cats will have a chance to get their lead back when we come back on the Ticats Audio Network. Somehow this game in Ottawa is tied. RJ Broadhead with Luke Tasker. It's 9-9. Tiger Cats have 14 first downs. Ottawa has 5. Tiger Cats have 226 yards net offense. Ottawa just over 100 yards net offense. A couple of turnovers, and Lewis Ward, he has earned those points tonight. He's hit field goals from 50 yards, 40 yards, and most recently from 54 yards. That's a season high for him. Levi Mitchell and the Tiger Cats offense trying to get the lead back that they had for so long. Duke Williams catches the pass, and he's making defenders miss. He was 5 yards short of the first down, and he got the first down plus an extra 3. The Tiger Cats keep it rolling with an active Green and Ross first down. What an effort by Duke.
Great second effort and third effort, and so often you'll see something like that from a wide receiver be a costly mistake where he caught the ball and jumped backwards, but Duke savvy enough to make that work for him. He gave up ground to gain ground, and he did it very well for a first down.
Duke Williams, most receptions for the Tiger Cats. That's 5 for 54 yards. Felix Garon-Gauthier, he lined up as a receiver and then went to block. It's a high pass, and Tim White went up, and he caught it. He caught it in Ottawa territory just past midfield. Great catch by Tim White.
Yeah, very strange-looking play there. Alonzo Ade in coverage down low, and Tim White catches it and actually turns it into a 6-yard gain or so, but it could have been a kind of a dangerous throw, didn't it look? Kind of floated in the air for a while to the flat.
Now up to the Ottawa 51-yard line. It's a 2nd and 4. Levi Mitchell will pass again, and it's a low pass. Kerry Godwin dives for it. Redblacks are saying he did not make the catch. The officials are saying he made the catch. So that's what matters. Tiger Cats keep it rolling with an active Green and Ross first down.
Well, Terry Godwin is showing some real talent at getting off of pressed man coverage and getting open for Bo Levi Mitchell. Has done it a couple times already tonight. Great reception there and a difficult catch down low.
Godwin coming off his first 100-yard receiving game against Toronto last week. He's got 71 yards so far. And Mitchell's pass, it's behind Tim White and low, so it's incomplete.
Yeah, Tim White, Kai Loxley also there, crossing on sort of a low mesh route where a receiver from the left and the right go across each other and then over to the far sides of the field. But it was cover zero. The Redblacks brought a bunch in their rush, and Bo Levi Mitchell had to get rid of that before anyone was ready to catch it.
Ball on the Redblacks 45-yard line. 2nd and 10 here for the Tiger Cats, and they're taking their time. Under 10 seconds to go on the play clock. Terry Godwin out wide to Bo Levi Mitchell's left. Tim White even wider. And that's the direction Bo Levi Mitchell wanted to go, and he had to dump it off. He was hoping to connect with James Butler. The running back didn't make the catch. It's an incompletion. And it's going to be
the field goal battle.
Well, no, it's Bailey Flint coming on the field.
They're not going to give Leggio the try here.
Interesting.
It'd be the same field goal pretty much that Ward just hit going the other way.
So the Tiger Cats would know they might have something cooking here. There's some movement by the Tiger Cats. Bailey Flint. Looks like he's off to the side. That's too long, 10 yards to go for. And Flint kind of casually walked into this. He lands it. Boy, he just deadened that football at the 15, but Dandridge picks it up and he's trying to get to the outside. He's running a long way, and tracking him down is Javian Elliott. What speed by Elliott, because if Dandridge had got to the outside, that would have been big trouble for the Tiger Cats.
No yards coming at the top of this, though, and unfortunately, the coverage unit not able to stay out of that halo.
So the Tiger Cats elect to punt, go for field position instead of trying the field goal. It did not work. It's a tie game, 9-all, 6:38 to go in the third quarter. This is the Ticats Audio Network. The Redblacks have 5 first downs, but are tied with the Tiger Cats at 9 with 6:38 to go in the third quarter. Redblacks will begin this drive from their own 30. Tiger Cats right around 53, 54 yards. If they had to try a field goal, they elect to punt it, and a no yards gives Ottawa pretty good field position. And initially, it's a completion to Shaq Evans, his first catch of the game. So on the very first play, the Redblacks are in business. They get a first down, and they're almost up to their own 45.
Ticats brought blitz there. Doesn't leave much help back in the secondary, and Shaq Evans just with a nice easy curl route to the outside of the right, gets to the sticks, and the ball's right on him.
Ottawa getting some healthy bodies back. Shaq Evans, Cariel Brooks, Jovan Santos Knox, a couple of former Tiger Cats. Play action, Nate Bahar gets his first catch of the game and reaches ahead. Might have got an extra yard, be a little bit short of the first down, but 2 receivers getting their first catch here late in the third quarter for the Redblacks.
Crum with a little bit more passing success in the second half. A very, very stagnant first half for the offense of the Redblacks, and Crum's finding a little bit of a rhythm here and able to move the chains at least.
Well, we know Lewis Ward has hit a field goal from 54, and he had about 3 or 4 yards to spare, so the Redblacks are getting close to field goal position again. This is a handoff to Ante Milanovic-Litre, and Malik Carney in on that tackle too. Not much there for Milanovic-Litre.
Third down here. Let's see where they spot this ball. This is going to be interesting here. A tied game. It looks like the Ottawa offense is staying on the field.
Tyrell Pigram has come in. He's the 3rd string quarterback on the depth chart, but the short yardage quarterback. He's very fast, but it's 3rd and 1, Ottawa and their own 53-yard line.
Pretty long one here too. This is a big play for the Ticat defense.
Pigram under center. Tiger Cats defense digs in. Pigrom tries to go to his right, dives ahead. He will be close to the 55-yard line, and the officials say, yes, it is a first down. So he did get it.
Yeah, Pigrom really good at that short yardage play. Good timing, and then a really strong burst when he senses that it's his best chance there. That was nearing a yard and a half, and the Ticats have had some stops on short yardage this year, but that time the Redblacks able to push through, and now it's center line here for the first down.
Malik Carney goes to the sidelines. He was a little slow to get up, had to be helped up by Mo Diallo. Crum under pressure, and he's tripped up. Trey Crawford with the sack, his second of the game.
Unbelievable. The timeliness of Trey Crawford's sack right there. It's a 9-9 game, and points are hard to come by. And you are right here flirting with field goal position with a very, very hot kicker in Lewis Ward. It was a huge, huge play by the Ticat defense for a loss of 9 yards. In the 2nd and 19 here, man, what a chance from this Ticat defense to keep points off the board.
The two defensive ends for the Tiger Cats, Malik Carney and Trey Crawford, each have a pair of sacks. They have been getting to Crum. Crum, 2nd and 19 from his own 46 under pressure. That's Carney, got a hand on him, couldn't haul him in. Nick Cross tracking him down, and they will bring him down just past the midfield. He'll be well short of a first down.
Yep, and again, he's up there flirting with that field goal line too. This one I'm sure will be too far for a try. This would probably be something like it turns out probably 60-yard field goal. I don't think we'll see that. No, Lewis Ward is on a hot streak right now, but not that hot. So the Redblacks get just over midfield. Richie Leone standing on his own 45. Still a hot, humid night in Ottawa. Leone angles it to that far corner, and they're going to say that went out of bounds at the Tiger Cat 5. It's a great punt by Leone, and that's tough starting field position for the Tiger Cats. With 2 minutes and 6 seconds to go in the third quarter, this game in Ottawa is tied at 9. You're listening to the Ticats Audio Network. Tiger Cats will have to start this drive from their 5. The field position battle, you mentioned it, Luke, in the break, that it's leaning the Redblacks' way in a tie game. Yeah, that's always the game within a game, one of the games within a game, and yeah, definitely advantage Ottawa. Cover 0 coming up here, it looks like.
Bo Levi Mitchell standing on his own goal line, 4 for 7 for 25 yards in the second half. They'll hand it off, and James Butler maybe got a yard. Looked like something went flying. I don't know if it was his mouth guard.
Yeah, something. A lot of physicality there, and a gain of looks like half a yard or something. Well, that game within a game, the field position battle, something has to give at some point, and so Ottawa has such an advantage now with a 2nd and 10. Ticats facing a 2nd and 10 on their own 5. A punt here allows for Ottawa to effectively begin a drive in field goal position. So
yes,
eventually that field position battle breaks one way or another every time. And man, this is going to get very interesting. A 9-9 game, and we are nearing the end of the third quarter.
The rushing game has gone
57.
Oh, there's a penalty.
Penalties declined. It'll be 2nd down.
So Dave Foxcroft just calling a penalty that was declined. Tiger Cats in the first meeting against Ottawa, they rushed for 104 yards. Tonight, just 11 yards rushing. 2nd and 10. This Redblacks defense is fired up. Tiger Cats need a 2nd down conversion. They're 9 for 16 in that category in the game. Bo Levi Mitchell in his end zone, under pressure, running to his left, and he throws, completes the pass to Kyle Loxley. His first catch as a Tiger Cat, and it's huge. It's good for a first down, presented by Active Green and Ross. The Tiger Cats keep it rolling.
So Tommy Condell calls that the jazz session, when the play starts to break down and you sort of all you have is principles. There's no longer a play. But I wonder, a quarterback to a quarterback, kind of knowing where to be and just how Bo Levi Mitchell would want him to be running. And interesting play for the first reception by a quarterback playing wide receiver.
Running to his left, and he actually threw to his right. That's a tough throw.
Very.
And a lot happening on that play. That was close to giving up a safety as Bo was running around in his end zone. Now he's throwing deep. He has a receiver, and Terry Godwin couldn't make the catch. That was an unbelievable defensive play by Brandon Dandridge. He was beaten, but reached out and got a fingertip on it to knock it away. Otherwise, Godwin was gone.
Wow. Danbridge showing up in the return game, and then this preventing what was going to be a huge, huge touchdown to Terry Godwin. What a play. You take another look at it, RJ. It's hard to tell if Danbridge, he was in good position, but it's hard to tell if he actually made a play on it.
Yeah, if he did, it was a fingertip, but it was pretty well thrown ball by Bo Levi Mitchell. 2nd and 10, under a minute to go in the third quarter. This game is tied. Another 2nd and long for the Tiger Cats, and they're going to be successful again. Tyreek McAllister catches the pass. Bo threw to his left, and it's enough for a first down, presented by Active Green and Ross. The Tiger Cats keep it rolling. That's their 11th second down conversion of this game. They haven't made it easy on themselves.
Man, you're so right, RJ. If Danbridge got a finger on a good play by him, but the thing that was the most encouraging, Bo Levi Mitchell just with a perfectly placed deep ball.
Yes.
Keep on giving those guys chances to make those plays. It's what this team is missing. Touchdowns, first of all, but those big plays down the field like that, very close that time.
This drive started on the Hamilton 5. They're up to the 37, and there were 3 receivers, and none of them got a hand on that ball. There was some miscommunication there for the Tiger Cats. That kind of found a gap between those 3 receivers, and it goes incomplete.
Another 2nd and 10 here, but, you know, honestly, that when you're backed up, you start a drive backed up, the number one goal that we always talked about in meetings, the only thing you're thinking about, 1 first down. You're not even thinking touchdown yet. You're not thinking flip the field. You just want 1 first down, and they've done 2 first downs now. And it's they really relieve the pressure of that backed up field position.
Tiger Cats, let's see if they can do it again on 2nd down. Looks like the Redblacks are going to bring the house after Bo Levi Mitchell gets the pass away. It's another interception. And Dandridge, then he dropped it. He dropped it. Dandridge picked it off, and then he fumbled it. And it looks like Coulter Woodmansey has jumped on it and got the ball back for the Tiger Cats.
Terry Godwin, the intended receiver. Danbridge picks it off. He's having an unbelievable game for the Redblacks, but Terry Godwin coming back to make the tackle and forcing a fumble. What an unbelievable heads-up play by an offensive player who's forced to play defense for a split second. And what does he tackle with? He brings the hatchet down. Jeff Reinbold, Mark Washington should show this in the meeting room as a form tackle there, and Terry Godwin, that play is the play of the night so far for this entire Ticats team.
Does that go as a 2nd down conversion?
It's a double turnover, actually, for both teams.
Kai Loxley catches another pass. He might be gone. He's at the 50, the 45, the 40. Kai Loxley, open field. He's down to the 25, the 20, the 15, the 10. One man to beat, and he bobbled the ball. He gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Tiger Cats. Kai Loxley.
The longest touchdown of the year. It's 75 yards, quarterback to quarterback. Terry Godwin. That one is on you, man, for coming in and forcing a fumble off of the intercepted play, and then 1 snap later, Kai Loxley running 75 yards. Man, the little inches that are just all around a football game that lead to the little differences, and Kai Loxley able to put this one in the end zone and bust this thing open. This ball was first down Ottawa in Ticat territory 60 seconds ago. Unbelievable.
Yes. Biggest play, 75-yard Ticats touchdown, presented by Turkstra Lumber. Kai Loxley, they kept going to him, and that's why. He's a playmaker. It's 15-9. Mark Leggio comes on for the convert, and this time it's right down the middle. No doubt about it. The convert is good, and the Tiger Cats, they needed a big play. They got it from Kai Loxley, 75-yard touchdown, and the Tiger Cats lead 16-9 after 3 quarters. We'll be right back with the 4th quarter on the Ticats Audio Network. Tiger Cats have the lead in Ottawa, 16-9. RJ Broadhead with Luke Tasker, and we want to thank all our listeners on the Ticats Audio Network, our loyal listeners, our first-time listeners, and you can email gameday@ticats.ca. We love to know where you're listening from. Dan Kwiatkowski, want to say hello to you, fishing and listening from White Sands, Alberta. So that's just great, fishing, enjoying a football game. That is some kind of evening you're having in White Sands. And Jason, listening at work in Moncton, New Brunswick, and he grew up in the Hammer, so obviously a big Ticats fan. And I think Mike Filer, is he still out in Moncton? He was a while ago.
He's out that way. Mike Filer, oh yeah, great Ticat, teammate of mine. Wow, this Ticat team, what an unbelievable drive that was. You had a near missed touchdown to Terry Godwin, deep interception, fumble, 75-yard touchdown. Wow.
What hasn't happened in this game? We had a
rain delay,
hour weather delay due to some lightning. There's been momentum for the Tiger Cats. The Redblacks have hung around. By no means is this a huge lead for the Tiger Cats. And Brandon Dandridge on the return gets across the 35. But again, the Tiger Cats did a good job limiting his return. And Dustin Crum, speaking of limiting, he's gone 6 for 11, 74 yards passing, and has rushed for 36 yards, well below his season averages.
Yeah. 3rd quarter, though, definitely the best quarter for the Red Black offense as they started to get a few first downs, and there's a lot of time left here in a 1-score game. A lot of plays still left to be made by this Ticat defense.
Oh, Sean Thomas Erlington is down. He was on that special teams coverage team. This is his first game back this season, so might be hopefully one of those early season for him. A cramp of some sort. He is sitting up. Looks like they're working on a leg at this point.
Yeah, I hate to see it. He's obviously struggled with some injuries as of late.
Tiger Cats in their 2 wins, Luke. They've had a lead entering the 4th quarter. Tonight, they have a lead entering the 4th quarter. So, see if they can keep that statistic going. They're working on the right calf area of Sean Thomas Erlington.
Maybe some cramping. That would not be the worst thing ever.
Yeah.
And especially for a guy who's getting ready for, getting in season mode, right? That's can be a likely injury.
We'll take a break. We're early in the 4th quarter, just 6 seconds in. Tiger Cats lead 16-9. You're listening to the Ticats Audio Network. 4th quarter in Ottawa. A lot of rain earlier in the game. It's subsided, but still hot and humid. And the Tiger Cats have a lead, 16-9. Most recent touchdown, Kai Loxley, 75 yards on a pass from Bo Levi Mitchell. Loxley doing the majority of that with his speed. Tiger Cats have let Ottawa hang around. Statistically, Tiger Cats have been dominant. This defense for the Tiger Cats has been terrific. Redblacks begin this drive from their own 36. Dustin Crum has managed just 74 yards passing. Stays in the pocket. Now he's got to run. Goes to his left. Richard Leonard and Chris Edwards cut him off. And he takes another big hit. Simone Lawrence celebrating after that one, but he'll end up getting 7 or 8 yards.
Great job by Chris Edwards there. He was the guy from his Sam position who was sort of in open space there. Had to manage his blocker while forcing Crum to go back towards his defense, which he did, and joined in on the tackle. Really well done.
Chris Edwards is a terrific football player.
He is.
2nd and 1, so they give him a little bit extra on that run. Crum looks like he wants to pass. He's back. He throws. It's incomplete. Intended for Jalen Acklin. There's Chris Edwards again. He was in coverage on the former Tiger Cat Acklin. who's been quiet in this game.
Yeah, so that was a 2nd and 1 there. They chose to not go with their short yardage formation. Now it's 3rd and 1. I like that call by Mark Washington. Really close up, man coverage. He got in everybody's face right away to avoid that easy, pre-snap read there for Crum.
Tyrell Pegram has come in for the short yardage for the Redblacks on 3rd and 1. He's been successful a couple of times in this situation. Pegram under center. Tiger Cats.
Quite the huddle for that short yardage.
Pegram takes off to his left. He gets hit and knocked onto his back. Should have enough for the first down. And there's the indication from Dave Foxcroft. It is a first down, and Pegram does it again on short yardage. So this ball is now up to the 47-yard line of the Redblacks. Tiger Cats defense has limited the Redblacks to 3 field goals, 3 pretty long field goals. 50 yards, 40 yards, and 54 yards. A couple of them coming off turnovers. Crum under pressure again, flushed out of the pocket. Mo Diallo brings him down with a little help from Chris Edwards. Another sack by the Tiger Cats defense.
Jalen Ackland in the slot to the left there looked to me like he had some space on a sail route, and Crum flushed from the pocket, unable to keep his eyes downfield and to set up for the throw. Great job by Mo Diallo in pursuit, not letting Crum, who's dangerous out of the pocket, gain any yards downfield. His defense still staying really, really tough.
Well, if Mo gets his hands on you, you're not getting away.
Yeah.
He's powerful, but the bad news is he's down after that play, and he's favoring his right leg. So this will be a 2nd and 11 coming up for the Redblacks from their own 46-yard line. What a job by this Tiger Cats defense. Wasn't a huge secret what they'd see from Dustin Crum. Not a lot of long passes. He did try one long pass in this game, and it was picked off by Kenneth George Jr.
Yep.
But they've really contained his biggest weapon, which has been his legs and his running.
Fewest passes over 30 yards in the league, and that is certainly holding true in this game.
So with 12:42 to go, as Mo Diallo gets looked at by the training staff, we'll take another break. Tiger Cats lead 16-9. Ottawa has the football. We'll be right back on the Ticats Audio Network. Mo Diallo is off the field, and the Redblacks are about to resume this drive. 2nd and 11. Diallo had a sack on Crum, and now he's looking again. He's got time. Completes the pass to Hardy over the middle. Jameer Thurman closes. Hardy dives ahead, and he'll get the first down. And the Redblacks are across midfield.
Yeah, nicely done there by Crum. 3-man rush and a really, really deep zone shell by the Ticats, and able to make the check down. Hardy with a really great job of turning upfield immediately after catching that ball.
12 minutes to go in the football game. Tiger Cats lead by 7. Ball on the Hamilton 50. Crum with Devontae Williams right beside him. Play action. It is completed to Jalen Ackland. He breaks the tackle on Richard Leonard, who catches him and will make the tackle. But Ackland, with that second effort, gets the first down for Ottawa.
Really great job. Ackland really, really tough with the ball in his hands and refuses to not get the first down there. It's a good play by a former Ticat.
His first catch of this football game.
Been a couple quiet weeks for Ackland and Ottawa. Of course, they've had a heavy run attack in this past really month of their season, and that's continuing tonight.
They're in field goal range. Lewis Ward, he's hit a season long from 54 yards. They're on the Hamilton 38. Crum, again, lots of time, stands in the pocket. Now he's flushed out and he's going to go straight ahead. Carney catches him from behind, and he wisely protected the football. Carney was going for that big tomahawk chop to try to get the ball loose.
I like that, the tomahawk chop. Bring the hatchet, the tomahawk chop, I like it. Yeah, whatever weapon of choice, but you got to be ball hawking at all times. That is one thing, though, you got to say about Crum. He's done a good job of taking care of the football for the most part, holding it tight when he's gotten physical tackles. He has one interception tonight that the Ticats weren't able to capitalize on.
Tiger Cats fresh off getting a 7-point lead, but now the Redblacks are on fire on the Hamilton 28 as this ball is snapped. A flag flies. And the Tiger Cats are pointing the Redblacks direction. Dave Foxcroft, the referee. It was interesting coming into this game. Tiger Cats the most penalized team. Ottawa had taken the fewest penalties.
Procedure, Ottawa number 61. 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
Yes, slightest ever movement there from left tackle position, but good call from this officiating crew.
And he's been in the middle of a lot of things, Drew Desjardins, most of them physical. Penalties in this game, Tiger Cats have taken 5, Ottawa 4, but Ottawa's been penalized more yardage. This pushes them back a bit to the Hamilton 33. Dustin Crum. 3 receivers to his right, and he throws that direction immediately. Another completion to Jalen Acklin. He dropped the ball, but jumped on it right away as Tunde Adeleke was right there and tried to get it. And Chris Edwards behind the play has knocked Nate Bahar down, and a flag flies.
Prior to that, Chris Edwards was fired up, voicing his opinion that he was not the person in the wrong for that, what would have been a false start. And now he's tangled up here with Bahar. Fortunately, Chris Edwards finds himself in these situations every now and again.
We have a post-play 15-yard misconduct on Hamilton number 24. Half the distance to goal, automatic first down.
Oh, that was a little enthusiasm from Dave Foxcroft. Now, Nate Bahar is a veteran player and probably saw that Chris Edwards was hot and got in his face and was going to fall. He went down pretty easy, but
well, Chris Edwards
was called.
He's an unbelievable football player and a hugely impactful player, a part of this Hamilton defense. But that, you're right, RJ. That is talked about, man. Teams ID that if a guy, if you know he has a tendency to get a little bit overheated, you can play with him a little bit.
Redblacks are overloading the left side here. One receiver to the right. It's a running play. Crum tried to keep it, and Casey Sales puts an end to that.
This is a really big defensive play here. A long second down now in a 7-point game.
And Ottawa's taken a lot of time on this drive, too. Holding them to 3 would be huge.
Yep.
Just over 9 minutes to go in the game. Ball's on the Hamilton 15. Second and 11 for the Redblacks. Dustin Crum gets the snap, looks left, looks like he wants to run, and he gets past a couple of Ticats. Finally brought down. It's Jameer Thurman who makes the tackle.
Good tackle there too, man. You get open Crum in the open field. You have a feeling like he's going to be able to move the sticks. You know, he's just been doing it for weeks straight in the league, and Jameer Thurman making sure that stops right there, almost forcing a fumble too.
Yeah, that ball almost came loose. Katzentonis and Simone Lawrence came diving in. Crum got hands on him from Carney and Trey Crawford. Those 2 ends on the defensive line have 2 sacks each in the game. So Crum was able to get past them. Lewis Ward steps up. He's 3 for 3 in the game. He's hit from 50, 40, and 54 yards. That's a season long. This is a little chip shot compared to those. 15-yard field goal attempt to creep a little closer on the scoreboard to the Tiger Cats. And Ward hits that. So he's hit his last 16 in a row. And he's done all the scoring for the Redblacks in this game. It's 16-12, a close game with just under 8 minutes to go. Big finish ahead in Ottawa. Stick around. This is the Ticats Audio Network. The rain has stopped in Ottawa Exciting game. 16-12, the Tiger Cats lead. Great to have you with us in the Ticats Audio Network. RJ Broadhead and Luke Tasker. 7:52 to go in the football game. Tiger Cats will take the ball on their own 40. Bo Levi Mitchell, 23 of 38, 353 yards. He's thrown 2 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. Leading receiver in the game for the Tiger Cats is Terry Godwin. Running game has been quiet, but this is the biggest run of the game for the Tiger Cats. James Butler, he made a spin move and ended up with 5 or 6. That's their longest run.
Yeah, we'll see if he is more involved in the second half of this fourth quarter here, especially with the lead. The Ticats would love to replicate what the Redblacks just did, which was eat up more than 6 minutes off the clock on one drive. But they're going to go look for points here.
2nd and 5. Tiger Cats up to their own 45. Oh, Levi Mitchell, he's been good on these second downs, but he's under pressure, has to run to his right. His first game back from injury. He throws deep. It's intercepted.
Wow.
It's intercepted by the Redblacks. Alonzo Adai makes the catch. That's the 4th interception of the game that Bo Levi Mitchell has thrown.
I saw what he was looking at the whole time. Tim White had a deep sort of post route. He was going across the middle. I just thought that, well, to be honest, it's a 50-50 ball, and you got to go make a good play on it if you're Tim White. But I thought that Tim White was going to break off of this route and come back towards Bo, and that's just not what they were in position to do. And man, Adai, though, you got to hand it to him. I mean, it's a really great play on the ball. He plays this like a wide receiver, gets it at its highest point over the top, wrestles it out of the hands of Tim White. Wow.
Yeah, either one of them could have come down with the football. The Redblacks get it. It's another turnover by the Tiger Cats. And the Redblacks, you talked about that drive, Luke. It was almost 7 minutes. They took a lot of time off the clock. And here's a big run. Devontae Williams goes up the middle, and he'll be just short of the 40. Simone Lawrence finally brought him down. The big plays have been sporadic for the Redblacks in this game, but Devontae Williams has had a few. He's up to 49 yards on the ground.
Such a poor first half for the Ottawa offense, and better third quarter, and now they've been the whole game, the whole part of this fourth quarter.
Ottawa up to their own 38. Crum looks like he wants to pass. He's got time. Stays in the pocket. Now he starts to scramble, and he goes down to the ground. Jonathan Kongbo was right there. Not sure if he slipped or that was a slide when he saw Kongbo.
Well, here's your chance, Hamilton defense. Now you've got Crum in a 2nd and 9. Can you stop this drive here and give Bo another chance? But the turnovers have just been the biggest issue here for the Ticats. You can't outplay. You know, it's 4 interceptions at this point. It's just hard to outplay that.
Absolutely. You said it, 2nd and 9. Ottawa on their 39. This defense has been a huge story in the game. Can they get a stop here? Throw over the middle. Shaq Evans can't make the catch, and Chris Edwards celebrates. He was right there. Terrific coverage by the Sam linebacker Edwards, and it is a turnover that turns into nothing. The Redblacks will have to punt.
Good job by this Ticat defense. And, you know, yes, the long Ottawa drive there, more than 6 minutes, like we said, but the defense held them to the field goal, kept the lead, and now they've got the Ottawa offense off the field again. I mean, this Hamilton defense has really had a net positive throughout the whole night.
5 minutes to go in the football game. Tiger Cats have a 4-point lead in Ottawa. Leone, another good punt, good kickers for the Redblacks. Tyreek McAllister. Oh, he was hit, and he's breaking through. He gets past Leone, and he was brought down at the 50. And it was, well, the Redblacks don't have a number 99 on my roster.
Yeah, I think it was Kane Onyeka was actually the guy who tracked him down there, and of all people,
you're right,
to catch Tyreek McAllister at the very end of that run. A defensive lineman is able to do it, but unbelievable job. Tyreek McAllister, you got to have your playmakers making plays, and it's been a really great job by the Ottawa coverage teams tonight but McAllister recognizing the opportunity and takes a huge chunk of yardage back for this offense. Now, Bo Levi Mitchell on his own 51 gets a chance to make something happen here, and he's got to do it. At very least, you've got to eat up this clock and try to go put points on this board.
Just under 4.5 minutes to go, beginning this drive from their 51. Bo Levi Mitchell, it's another interception. The Redblacks have picked it off again. This time, it's Frankie Griffin. That's back-to-back throws from Bo Levi Mitchell that have been intercepted by Ottawa.
Back-to-back, 5. Could have been a 6th earlier in this game. Now, this one does bounce right off of Tim White. It's good play there. Dandridge from his corner position comes in and is making contact with Tim White at the point of the catch. But man, this offense is just giving the football away. Back-to-back offensive plays.
Yes, 40 pass attempts for Bo Levi Mitchell, 5 interceptions by Ottawa. They have the ball on their own 50. They're within 4. This is a team who's won back-to-back games in overtime. In fact, they've won 3 of their last 4. The only loss in that mix is to the Tiger Cats 3 weeks ago at Tim Hortons Field. But this is important in the East Division. The Tiger Cats 2-4, the Redblacks 3-3. This win is huge, and Mo Diallo is down again. He had come back, and he tried to get to the sideline. He was limping. Looks like he's stretching out his right leg. So, hoping it's something minor for Mo Diallo. Tiger Cats take a breather. We're close to the 3-minute warning. 3 minutes and 41 seconds to go in the football game.
Well, the humidity is really, really high on the field, too. I do suspect there's a lot of guys struggling this late in the night, this late in the game with cramping as your hydration and all the prep you've done. Water and electrolytes are starting to wear thin in your body. But, man, five giveaways. To start this game, Ottawa was -5 in their turnover ratio, Hamilton -3. And that has changed now.
It is interesting whether it's played a factor or not, but Bo Levi Mitchell wears gloves when he throws, but because of the wet conditions in Ottawa, he has taken the gloves off, so he's throwing with his bare hand. 5 interceptions tonight by the Redblacks by 5 different players.
Interesting. Good job by this Ottawa secondary. And Tim White, the intended receiver on both of those last 2 offensive plays. And in both cases, kind of right there, mixed up with the defensive back. Just can't afford it. I mean, there's just no way to outplay a -4 turnover ratio offensively, at least. And of course, this defense is what's keeping the Ticats in the mix here. Normally, if you look at a game with a -4 ratio, it can be out of hand. But the defense has really done a great job of making it very difficult tonight for Crum and the Ottawa offense.
So the Redblacks, what are they, about 10 yards away from being in field goal range with Lewis Ward?
Yep, you're absolutely right.
4-point lead for the Tiger Cats. 3 minutes and 34 seconds on the clock. The clock is running. 2nd and 7 here for the Redblacks from their own 53. Crum stays in the pocket. Sales got a touch on him, but couldn't bring him down. Now he's on the run. Nick Cross dives, couldn't bring him down. Finally, Jameer Thurman does, but it is a first down for Ottawa. The Tiger Cats coming so close to bringing Crum down, couldn't do it, and he gets the first down with his legs.
Yeah, really close to field goal range, probably there now. This would just about match that 54-yarder. Of course, it's a 4-point game, but there's a lot of time left too. I mean, you're not gonna. I would actually guess that this is not 3-down territory for the Redblacks right now. If they end up in that position, I would think they'll give Ward another chance and make this a 1-point match.
On the clock, 3:04. Timeout, Ottawa.
So Ottawa will take a timeout, 3:04, just before the 3-minute warning. Redblacks have a very good punter, and Richie Leone as well. If they do get a field goal, all they would need is a single to tie, take it to overtime, and wouldn't that be something? Just the second team ever to win back-to-back games in overtime, the Redblacks. This could be a third straight, but we're a long way from that. First downs for Ottawa in the first half, they had 3. In the second half, they've had 10. Off of the timeout, Crum. He's throwing deep, hasn't done this often. Down the near sideline, and it floats incomplete. Jalen Anklin, Nate Bahar were both down there. They looked at each other, not sure who that was intended for. They might not have been sure either. It was in between them, and it's incomplete. We're at the 3-minute warning, and we'll see if Lewis Ward comes on to bring the Redblacks just a little bit closer. This is going to be another exciting finish. It's 16-12. Tiger Cats leading by 4. 2:57 to go. We'll be right back on the Ticats Audio Network. Big finish at TD Place in Ottawa. Redblacks trying for a third straight win. Tiger Cats trying to snap a short one-game losing streak. And it's
Wow.
The Tiger Cats got to Crum. Stavros Katsantonis came out of nowhere. He flew, and Crum looked up, and he just saw number 30, and they brought him down. And that might be one of the plays of the game because it pushes the Redblacks back to midfield and takes a field goal out of the equation.
Absolutely unbelievable play. Stavros Katsantonis, it's cover 0, but he blitzes from 15 yards deep and jumps the O-line to get the feet of Crum while Simone Lawrence adds in. Just Mark Washington and his defense, what a great call and execution.
Massive play by Katsantonis in the defense. The defense has been stellar. 7 sacks in this game. Tyreek McAllister, he came close to breaking one last time. This is a short punt from Leone. McAllister picks it up at the 20 and just dives ahead. The Redblacks stayed far enough back.
You can't do that. It's a free 15-yard penalty. You have to run up and touch the football. Touch it. You can just touch it. You don't have to even field it. But your offense needs every single yard you can get right now, and that it's effectively like losing 15 yards there. You have to go touch that ball and give Bo Levi Mitchell a little bit more space from the goal line.
You've said this before.
I'm a little frustrated about it.
Yes. Well, you don't have a lot of time after punts usually to break it down.
That's right.
I get the information in the commercial break. So this is nice that you can share it with the listeners. But you're right. You're right. He waited, and that gave Ottawa time to back off and make sure there was no penalty. So Redblacks, least penalized team in the CFL. That was discipline there. Under 2.5 to go in the game, it's a handoff. James Butler touched in the backfield, breaks a couple of tackles, and he's able to stretch that out for a 3-yard gain running to his right. But it could have been a loss if he did not break those tackles.
Yeah, 3-receiver set, and they are going to take their foot off the gas in the throwing game for a second. Let's try something else here. That was a 3-receiver set in a running formation, and Butler with at least 3 yards. That's also, of course, been a struggle, the run game tonight for the Ticats.
Ottawa has called another timeout. Tiger Cats, of course, keeping it on the ground. The clock would have been running. There's 2:24 to go. Redblacks have confidence in their defense. They can get this stop on 2nd and 7. Hamilton, 11 second down conversions. It's a little over 50%. 11 for 20. This is a big one. They're on their 24-yard line. 2nd and 7. Bo Levi Mitchell holds his right hand in the air. Now puts it down, taps his right foot. He's in the shotgun, gets the snap. He's going to pass, rolls to his right, pump fake. Now he jumps past Lorenzo Malden and runs. Bo Levi Mitchell hasn't done that yet. Coming back from injury, dives ahead. Maybe got to the 29 or 30, but he needed to get to the 31. In fact, they're giving him an awful spot. Looks like the 28 they're going to spot that at. So 3 yards short.
Yeah, unfortunate 2 and out there. And like we talked about at the start of that drive, they not great field position. And so a good return puts Ottawa in field position themselves if they can get that here after the Bailey Flint punt.
This is an important punt for Bailey Flint. He's standing on his own 15-yard line. Clock is running, getting close to 2 minutes remaining. Tiger Cats lead by 4 points. Flint taking as much time as he can. And it's a decent punt. Brandon Dandridge back at his own 35. Keandre Smith, great tackle. He's right there, and Dandridge only be able to bring it back a yard. Keandre Smith on special teams shows he not only can catch the ball, he can tackle.
It was a great job in coverage there, and of course the difficulty is to stay out of the halo, which he does very well. Defeats his block and then wrestles Danbridge to the ground. Obviously that's usually Danbridge tackling the receivers for the Ticats, but Keandre Smith, great job there, and not still forcing this Ottawa offense to run the field back at their own 36.
It's a 4-point lead for the Tiger Cats. Minute 49 to go. Redblacks from their own 36. Crum backpedaling, dumps it off to Devontae Williams. He's got a lot of open field. He's across the Hamilton 50, the 45, the 40. Finally forced out of bounds. Williams has been the biggest threat for the Redblacks, and this one is huge. They're within field goal range with a minute 40 to go and down by 4.
Wow. That was an explosive play. It'll go down as a pass play. Man, open space just everywhere in front of Williams as he catches that out of the backfield. Of course, they've got their field position now for the field goal. Minute 40 left. It's going to get very interesting here, RJ.
38 yards on that play. Crum wants to pass again. And he does the short pass. Justin Hardy gets away from Chris Edwards, then gets away from Jameer Thurman and dives ahead across the 25-yard line for a first down, breaking tackles, and gets the Redblacks a fresh set of downs.
Slowly but surely, the Ottawa offense has come alive. Dead quiet in the first half, a little bit more in the third quarter, and now they're explosive plays stacking them on top of each other.
Minute 25 to go, clock is running. Ball on the Hamilton 24-yard line. Crum in the shotgun, handed off to Williams, and he got by Carney once and then cut back to his right, and Carney this time was able to make the tackle. Not much there for Williams.
Yeah, big second down here. Finally able to slow him down a little bit. It's a second and maybe 8.5 here for Crum. 5 receiver set.
3 receivers to the field side. Crum looks that direction. Over the middle. Oh, it's...
Wow.
This will... Okay, that's a weird play. So it was tipped and then off the foot of a Tiger Cat, and it goes right to offensive lineman Cyril Hogan-Sandon, and he makes the catch.
You get the audio from the stadium announcing there. The center, let's see, yeah, it did stay alive. Katsantonis' foot kept the ball in the air, and the center, Hogan-Sandon, makes the reception, but it's 3rd and 6, and they're going for it.
Down by 4, they're gonna go for it under a minute to go.
Pressure coming.
Crum steps back, he throws, the ball's caught. It's caught by Nate Bahar. Does he have enough for the first down? Yes, they're saying he does. They got it, 3rd and 6. They gambled and got it. And now this ball's on the Hamilton 12.
First down. Time's not an issue for Ottawa. They're going for a touchdown here. You're done with your ability to get a field goal and get the ball back, and it's first down. Unbelievable, this Red Black team.
4-point lead for the Tiger Cats. Redblacks 1st and 10. They can get a first down. Crum has time. He's going to run, and he's tripped up and spins ahead. He'll get down to the 4. Simone Lawrence in on that tackle. Trey Crawford was down on one knee. He's up. He has a couple of sacks in this game. 36 seconds to go. Ball is on the Hamilton 4.
Second and 2 on the 4-yard line.
Crawford goes down again, so he'll be looked at by the Tiger Cats training staff.
It's a great position to be in as an offense. 2nd and 2 on the 4. You know you have your first down. It's almost like you've got 5 tries to get in the end zone here. You know, in a sense, it's a really advantageous spot here for the Redblacks. 36 seconds, 7 sacks that the Ticats defense has had tonight. Those guys have got to get 8. That you got to make another one right here. You have to.
Yep. This drive began on Ottawa's 36-yard line. They've gone 7 plays and 70 yards. This Tiger Cats defense gave Ottawa nothing in the first 3 quarters, really. And now late, Ottawa's figured some things out.
Devontae Williams with a huge play.
Yes, a
Crum,
few of them.
Crum with a couple big ones. Got a totally new personnel package coming in here with the Redblacks. Crum still at quarterback. Well, the Ticats better get off the field here.
So this drive has taken 1:13. Ottawa's wasted no time. They didn't have any timeouts either. 36 seconds to go. It's 2nd and 2. The ball's on the Hamilton 4.
2 receiver sets. They got a big, heavy body mix in there. 2 tight ends for Ottawa and 2 backs behind Crum.
28 seconds. Clock is running. Tiger Cats up by 4. Handoff goes to Ante Milanovic-Litre. And maybe got back to the 4. Might have lost one. Tiger Cats made the stop. It's 3rd and 2 from the Hamilton 4. So no gain for Milanovic-Litre.
Katsantonis coming in there. I mean, you know it's a run play setting up there. Katsantonis coming around the right edge of the defense to make a stop in the backfield.
Coming back on the field, Kenneth George Jr., Chris Edwards. 3rd and 2. Tiger Cats get a stop here. That would be football game. Ottawa, a touchdown, and they'd have the lead. Crum throws. It's knocked down.
Wow.
Casey Sales knocked it down. They stop Ottawa twice from the 4-yard line when they had to do it.
There's flags everywhere, but it's got to be after the play was done, you'd think.
Yeah, a couple of flags late.
The hard thing is you're so Hamilton's going to get the ball on their 4-yard line, and if this goes against Hamilton, they're going to be right up against their 1-yard line. You got to get it out of the end zone.
Yeah, so you don't want to take a knee. Although
it is a 4-point game.
You got
right?
you got a cushion.
Yeah.
Well, that's unbelievable. It looked like the odds were against the Tiger Cats, but 2 stops by this defense. Fitting that the defense steps up when the odds looked bleak. Impressive. 2 stops from the 4. Here's Dave Foxcroft, the referee, with the call.
After the play, misconduct foul, 10-yard penalty on Hamilton, number 3. After this is to goal. It's first down, Hamilton.
Right.
Nothing's easy for the Tiger Cats.
Man.
So this ball, I guess when you're on the 4, half the distance to the goal is on the 2.
Yeah.
So it doesn't move much.
Well, I don't know. I'd almost run short yardage here, like a first down. You know,
Yeah.
You can't really take a knee. Yeah, you could give up the safety. I don't know if you could kill the rest of the clock with a safety. But no timeouts. If you can just run this one play here, then you'll be able to kill it, and you could take a safety on the last play of the game.
Yeah, I think you're right, Luke. Let's see what they do. Bo Levi Mitchell will go under center. That knockdown by Casey Sales was officially the first knockdown by the Tiger Cats in the game. That's exactly the call. Bo Levi Mitchell trying to go straight ahead, and oh no. Bo was very slow to get up. Oh no, he's grabbing his right ankle. You have to be kidding me. Bo Levi Mitchell is hurt. He's hurt on this play from the 2, where he was basically just trying to dive ahead.
It was really bizarre. It was Jovan Santos Knox came in and actually kind of flipped Bo Levi Mitchell over late. A clean tackle, but it didn't look like a normal. Oh.
Yeah, it's getting a replay. Bo's leg got bent behind him. Oh man. So Jovan Santos Knox came over the top, and the leg was under Santos Knox.
Yeah, his body came over the scrum there and just plants right on the ankle of Bo Levi Mitchell.
Oh.
Under the ground. I mean, it's just it could be a thousand different things go wrong there. Taylor Powell coming on the field now.
So Bo holding on to that right ankle, and Coach O has come on the field. There's 11 seconds on the clock. David Beard off to the side working with Taylor Powell on some snaps. Certainly don't want to have an error there in a 4-point game when the ball's on your 2-yard line, maybe the 3. We'll see where they spot it, but this is horrible news. This is not a good-looking injury from the replay for Bo Levi Mitchell. He's still down, laying on his right side. Taylor Powell is on the field.
Wow.
Bo Levi Mitchell was injured in Game 2, Week 2 of the season. In the fourth quarter, missed almost 5 weeks.
What just an unusual game that we've seen today.
Yeah, there's been some things you don't usually see in a football game. This is late, and Bo Levi Mitchell in a play like that. The second guessing would be, do you bring in a third string quarterback to try to dive ahead a couple of times?
You know what though? When you're, of course, hindsight, yes, and you put the ball in your number one guys. You avoid a silly mistake by a guy who hasn't been in the game all day, and Bo Levi Mitchell's won tons of games in his career, and you give it to him to give it a chance. But man, hard to watch.
Luke, he's being carried off the field by Noah Zur and Dayton Black, couple of offensive linemen, not putting any weight on that right leg. In fact, Zur has it elevated a little bit. So Bo Levi Mitchell can't put any weight on his right leg, and this is terrible news for the Tiger Cats in what looks like their third victory of the season. We'll have to, probably won't get word tonight on the severity of the injury, but Bo Levi Mitchell being carried off the field. And now Taylor Powell just has to come in and get the snap, takes a knee. The game is over. Tiger Cats win, but it's a tough win to take as Bo Levi Mitchell gets injured on a play that didn't have a ton of meaning late in the football game, just got rolled under Jovan Santos Knox. Tiger Cats needed the victory. They go into Ottawa. It's their second straight win on the road, 16-12, a low-scoring game. They've beaten Ottawa twice, so they also will win the season series against the Redblacks. That could play a factor in these division. I mean, where do you start with this one, Luke? It's a lot that happened, so it's time now for the Access Storage recap of the game. Score a touchdown with affordable storage. Access Storage has flexible storage solutions at a store near you. Try 4 weeks free. Details at accessstorage.ca. Luke, your thoughts. It's a win, but it doesn't feel great right now.
Yeah, well, just leaves you with so many question marks here. But let's go phase by phase. Offensively, you had 5 interceptions. That's almost all I can say. I mean, there's just no way to make enough plays to have a net positive offensive effort. And then, of course, but that said, you do have explosives out there. You had some, especially the first half was full of some really great, impressive throws and catches. The run game struggled tonight, but you did have success in the air, minus, of course, the interceptions. But Bo Levi Mitchell at the end of this game, it's just what a gut punch, for Ticat fans, and for just imagine Coach O and Tommy Condell as they're trying to form this offense into what it needs to be, and then again with quarterback injury, which they've just dealt with the entire season. This game comes down to the Ticats defense, meaning this victory comes down to the Ticats defense they effectively negated the Ottawa offense in the first half of this game. Field goals for Ottawa came off of the interceptions. The Ticat defense, 7 sacks. They got 1 interception, and big plays when they needed it. Big stops when they needed it. Obviously, at the end of this fourth quarter was huge. You can look all around that defense and find guys who made a substantial impact on tonight's game. They'll have to keep that effort going. This has been a defense that statistically has not played well this season compared to the rest of the league, and tonight they dominated.
So the Tiger Cats officially at this moment, of course, Montreal and Toronto still have games this week, but at this moment, the Tiger Cats are in second place in the East Division with a 3-4 record. It is a victory going into Ottawa, 16-12. The Tiger Cats win. Tiger Cats post-game with Bubba O'Neill and Andy Fantuz is coming up next. A terrific effort by the Ticats Audio Network team tonight over an hour weather delay, a game that lasted almost 4 hours. Our statistician Jeff Cheerdat, our producer Jake Varco, our operator Michael Steyer, and of course Luke Tasker. For all of them, I'm RJ Broadhead. Thanks for listening to Hamilton Tiger Cats football on the Ticats Audio Network.
Streaming live at listen.ticats.ca. This is the Ticats Audio Network.